and get an answer to the stupid question. What is a hygrometer measure? 215-263 WMMR. We will go to Chris, see if we can get the answer. Hi, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning.
Chris, what is a hygrometer measure?
Humidity in the air.
Yes. Yep, hang on, dude. We're going to give you a pair of tickets as MMR Rocks John Mayer solo acoustic tour with special guest JP Sachs, Saturday, October 7th at the Wells Fargo Center. And tickets are on sale now via wellsfargocenterphilly.com. Didn't see this coming, but Danny Masterson's wife, Bijou Phillips, has filed for divorce from that 70 Show actor on Monday. This comes 2 weeks after he was sentenced to 30 years to life in prison for raping 2 women in the early aughts. I mean, she had said she was going to stand by her man no matter what.
I wonder if they had a conversation and he said to her,
it's better
that you just do this. I'm curious.
Yeah. Phillips' lawyer, Peter Lazon, said in a statement, Ms. Phillips has decided to file for divorce from her husband during this unfortunate time. Her priority remains with her daughter.
Because I think she'd fight an uphill battle, just publicly anyway.
Yeah, she said this period has been unimaginably hard on the marriage and the family. The pair were wed in 2011. They share a 9-year-old daughter. This turn of events came as a surprise to many, as a source told people following the sentencing that the almost famous actress, quote, loves Danny and has no plans to file for divorce. She will be by his side for it all.
When it came out that you had been a foot model, did you have that talk with Rochelle that maybe it's better that we split for a while or you lay low?
No, I mean, it was, she could handle it.
Yeah.
Tough
She's
gal,
tough, yeah.
I figured, Speaking of divorce, Kevin Costner and Christine Baumgartner's tumultuous divorce is finally over. The pair had reached a settlement on Tuesday.
Okay. I'm John. Nothing is over! Please join me for my show, Nothing is Over.
After 4 months of...
I talk about things that are not over.
Okay. Of legal back and forth, including battling it out in court.
So, Kathy, between Kevin Costner and Richard Gere, who would you...
Richard Gere, he's an oldie but a goodie for me. Kevin Costner's just new with Yellowstone.
He's new.
The former couple said in a joint statement, Kevin and Christine Costner have come to an amicable and mutually agreed upon resolution of all issues pertaining to their divorce proceedings.
We don't care what's happening with Yellowstone.
They're not saying.
The details of the settlement have not been made public, but Baumgartner will be receiving more money than what was originally stated in their prenuptial agreement.
I blame her. I think she's the reason why Yellowstone's
Really?
up. Yes,
Is she the Yoko of Yellowstone?
Yes, he was so distraught and his life was being torn apart by this bitch.
We talked about that.
Now he's got to give her all the money.
The Yoko of Yellowstone.
I love that
That'd be a
phrase.
hit series.
The Yoko of Yellowstone.
And you could start out with her walking with the...
Literally out in, like Lower Falls, Yellowstone.
Yeah.
And they can use stock footage of buffalo running away and
screaming through the canyon walls. That would be wonderful.
Look at that.
The elk are screaming and running away. So the details of the settlement have not been made public. Like I said, she's going to get more money than was stated in the prenup.
She looks like a money-grubbing whore.
Money-grubbing whore? Is that a legal term?
The designer and the Yellowstone actor were married for 18 years together.
Sounds like someone's been talking to Marty Singer.
3 children. What is her? She's a designer. What does she design?
Nothing.
Do we know?
Nothing good.
Whore stuff.
Sure. No, I don't know.
Whore clothes.
What's her name? I actually know nothing about her. I'm just blaming her for Yellowstone.
We tend to do that, and it's very human.
What's her name again?
Her name is Christine Whore. Christine Baumgartner.
Right,
so if you want to look up and see what all she has designed, bunch of whore clothes.
I like your whore line for whores. Is that what they wear on Whore Island?
So anyhow, it's over. It's done. So he can move on. Chris Evans reflected on his acting career in an interview with GQ, which was published yesterday, sharing that he hopes to pursue other interests moving forward. He said, I haven't worked all year, and I don't plan to, which has been lovely. Ultimately, I really hope to just maybe act a little bit less in my life. I have a lot of other interests, he said.
I think he's got to be set a couple of times over from the Avengers movies, correct? They all negotiated pretty fabulous deals.
he spends his money wisely, he'll be good to go.
I was reading some of the excerpts, and it's kind of an interesting thing. I think he's legit. I think he wants to take some time away. I think he talked about making furniture and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's pretty self-aware. He says, look, by no means have I climbed any sort of a mountain in this field.
Right.
He said, I have no Oscars. I'm not lumped with other names that are the top of the mountain in any way, but I also feel very satisfied. In addition to smoking a joint and making pottery, Evans said that he could envision himself making furniture for nobody and be happy. He added that he doesn't want to occupy too much space in an industry that he's already poured 20 years into. So he's pretty self-aware.
He turns in a good performance in Knives Out. He's really good in The Iceman, Preston. He plays that sort of slimy friend. Yeah, hitman.
Yeah.
And so he can act.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but he says he's taking some time off and, that's what he wants to do. People reports Kim Kardashian may have a new man in her life.
Yay!
The source told the outlet that she and Odell Beckham Jr. have been, quote, hanging out.
Okay, but
Kidding?
I don't know how that's not going to work. I mean, he plays for Baltimore. I don't see her moving to Baltimore, Maryland, or spending any sort of extensive time in that area. I mean,
You don't have to when they're.
No,
in a
I know, but
relationship.
I'm just saying there's no longevity here. So maybe this might be a little bit of fun for a little bit. But
does Odell call Baltimore a year-round home?
no, but he's going to be there until January at least. So.
Well,
she was married to Chris Humphries for a stretch case. So, judging by her past, I don't think that she gives a crap where the guy lives.
By the way, collectively, how many members of the NBA have they been through?
Well,
this guy's
in the
NFL.
NFL, but I'm just saying.
Sports fit.
Yeah, professional
There's-
athlete.
Steve, if you assembled all of the Kardashian/Jenners who have dated NBA players, I'm not
A team,
kidding.
right?
You have an all-star team. Not just like a team. You have a bunch of great NBA players who would probably beat any other NBA team.
Man, they should form a franchise, They should put together.
The Kardashioids.
They could.
Yeah.
This news comes after it was reported that the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver and his longtime girlfriend, Lauren Wood, went their separate ways. So we'll see if it's true or not.
Wait, there is a list.
Yeah, of course there is.
Go ahead.
Well, no, it's through an entire article. I'd have to compile all of the names, and this was put out by Us Weekly in 2022, so it wouldn't have the last year.
The All NBA Kardashian team is up on the screen here.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Devin Booker.
Who does James Harden?
He was
Chloe.
Chloe. Yeah.
Okay.
Ben Simmons is up there.
Yeah.
Chris Humphries. Lamar Odom.
Chris Humphries was the least of them, right? Though.
I mean,
Well, he
yes.
got married.
He got married.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that got married.
He was in it for I feel like for a little while we were talking about him.
Yeah.
Are Devin and Kendall still together?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. No.
She's with She's
Oh,
with
that's right. No. That's Kylie. Where Kylie's with the.
She's with the singer.
Oh, shit.
Bad Bunny.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I thought he was
Yeah.
a dancer. But it's hard to keep track. So maybe Odell Beckham Jr. Has been added to the roster. We'll see. And he's just put him on the team, even though he plays football. Why not?
Well, what are your qualifications? I dated a Kardashian. All right, come on board.
Sherry Shepherd revealed on the season 2 premiere of Sherry on Monday that she underwent breast reduction surgery. The 30 Rock actress explained that the weight of her breasts became really, really painful and that her back was hurting very badly. She said it was a little bittersweet because I love my old girls, my best friends, I call them. They grew up with me. They have been with me through thick and thin. This was a relationship with the boobs, and I didn't care.
She was very buxom.
She said, I loved them. But however, now she feels lighter and that she can sit up straight a little bit better.
The
So-
scars from a reduction are no joke.
Oh,
No
really?
kidding.
Yeah, it's not like an implant where they can just kind of squeeze it through the nipple or whatever. Yeah, it's like goes down from the nipple underneath. It's
It's so
pretty.
my friend, his wife got reduction, and she's happy to have the reduction, but she didn't realize how pronounced,
The
even though
scarring
she
would
had
be,
been
yeah.
told
No
how
kidding.
pronounced the scarring is, because you're extracting,
Yeah.
and the only way to do that is with that invasive cutting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but her back is doing better. She can sit up, and it's
And then lead a hell of a show.
it's a better situation for her. It appears that Joe Manganiello may be moving on after filing for a divorce from Sofia Vergara in July. The Magic Mike actor is casually seeing Winning Time actress Caitlin O'Connor, according to People. A source told the outlet that the pair met in a hot tub during an unofficial after party for the HBO drama about the Lakers. According to a source, they said they were talking the whole time.
Oh, they talk like human beings.
Yeah.
In a hot tub?
They met in a hot tub.
I want to meet someone in a hot tub.
I've met people in hot tubs.
Really?
Have you? Have you ever gone on to a relationship with someone you met in a hot tub?
Not someone that I've met in a hot tub.
Okay.
No.
What's this lady's name?
Her name is Caitlin O'Connor. Caitlin is Caitlin.
She's wearing a sheer see-through top in this one photograph, Preston.
Yeah, she's very attractive.
And Manganiello is, of course, he was going to play Deathstroke.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of people playing superheroes and villains, Hugh Jackman is spending time with his friend Ryan Reynolds following the announcement that he and his wife of 27 years, Deborah Lee Furness, are divorcing. The Deadpool 3 actors were spotted out for a walk together in New York City yesterday.
It's adorable.
So they were just having a stroll. I don't have any information other than that, but maybe, he was hanging out with Ryan for a little moral support. I don't really know.
Well, they can't be filming anything right now because everything's come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, is he,
I know they were buds before this.
Right.
Yeah. What?
Oh, I mean, he was in Music Man. Is he still doing Music Man, or is that his revival over?
Not sure if that's still running in that case.
It's over.
It may be over. Let's now go to our consultant, John Rambo. Is it over?
Thank you for joining me for Nothing's Over. Tonight, we're taking a different tack. These things are over.
So this is not over. Deadline reports that Vanna White has reached a deal with ABC to continue co-hosting Wheel of Fortune through the 25-26 season, 2025-2026, alongside Ryan Seacrest, as of course he takes over for Pat Sajak. So I really wasn't sure about that. I thought maybe Vanna might hang it up,
Yeah, well, she certainly wanted more money. She had not had a raise in many years. But I would say this, it's a smart move when you're bringing Ryan Seacrest in to have a little bit of normalcy.
Agreed.
With Vanna there. Vanna gives the blessing.
Yeah.
And then after a while, if you want, she can go on her way or whatever.
Man, after seeing, because we've lived with Vanna for so long, she's been there for ages. When Bob Barker passed away, they were showing video clips of Vanna White as a contestant on Price is Right, and I had forgotten how absolutely stunningly beautiful she was as a younger woman. I mean, she's still a beautiful woman, but she's aged some, but she was just absolutely gorgeous.
So every night when she comes out, my wife, and I say, well, what do you think about Vanna's outfit tonight? Because she likes the way Vanna dresses. And when Vanna hosted, when Pat had his procedure, Pat Sajak's daughter filled in for the Vanna part.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Seacrest said earlier this week, I love Vanna White. I've known Vanna for a long time. We sat in important places next to each other, and I hope for nothing more than to be able to walk out on that stage and host with her.
Cool.
So he's happy about it, too. We'll go back to divorce land for a moment.
Nothing's over.
I should have lumped this in as well. But Ariana Grande filed for divorce from her husband, Dalton Gomez, yesterday.
I thought they were split already.
Shortly after her petition was filed, Gomez submitted his own paperwork for dissolution of, his name is Dalton, of marriage and legal separation. His lawyer, Warchild, said that each party requested
back off, Warchild, seriously.
Standard financial information disclosures. Grande has spent months in the United Kingdom filming the movie adaptation of Broadway's Wicked. It is unclear
That would be a waste of time.
It is unclear if Gomez, a real estate agent, had been by her side throughout filming. The pair married during the peak of the pandemic in May 2021 at their home in Montecito, California. They began dating in January 2020 and were engaged by the end of the year. So it was a COVID.
Yes,
it was
one
a
of those
COVID
things.
relationship.
I love you.
Their change in relationship status only came to light after she was spotted at Wimbledon without her wedding ring on.
Now she's with that guy who left his girlfriend or wife?
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Right. That guy.
Yeah. So that's going down.
Yeah, he was the Broadway SpongeBob lead. Yeah. A source told People magazine that the couple separated earlier this year and have been quietly and lovingly working on their friendship.
It's like they're so used, and I guess you can understand it. They're so used to being in a concentrated bubble with the different entertainment people that they're around all the time that they seem to just date within that bubble.
That's true. Gisele Bündchen is healing from more than just her divorce from Tom Brady. While the supermodel was navigating the end of the pair's 13-year marriage last fall, she was also dealing with 2 ailing parents. She said, it's been very, very tough on my family. It's been a lot in every area of my life. This is an interview that was published yesterday. She said, I feel like whenever it rains, it pours with all the different twists and turns that life takes. All we can do is the best we can given what's happening in our surroundings. She formally left Brady in October 2022 after 13 years of marriage, but she said that she got through those dark days by prioritizing exercise every single day, proper nutrition, meditation, and time outdoors.
She had to take a telemarketing job because things got tight for a while.
The 43-year-old told the magazine she likes to walk, do yoga, and lift weights.
I like to walk, do yoga, and lift weights.
She said,
I like to look at things.
She said, I think if
lamp.
I will look at that direction often.
You're a really good looker.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's kind of my reputation around Beasley.
I think if I didn't have all the different tools that I have to support me during these times, it would have been very hard. It's been very tough.
So I want to thank Steve for all his years of looking.
It's been very tough on my family. It's been a lot in every area of my life, she said.
Would you say that's your Beasley best?
That's my Beasley best.
Looking?
Yes.
Looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm going to start doing? I'm going to start replying all. That's going to be my thing. That's going to be my
Reply
calling
all,
card.
yeah.
I'm gonna. Hey, thanks a lot for this, and then that's it. That's gonna be my thing. You're gonna be the looker. I'll be the reply aller.
Part of Bündchen's intake awareness included analyzing how alcohol was affecting her body and mind. So she made
great.
The decision to quit drinking.
More alcohol. I love the results. The bursted veins in my nose.
She said, right after I turned 40, actually, I felt a huge difference between when I had the glass of wine and when I didn't have a glass of wine.
I love being plastered.
But she did not give the status of her mother and father's health at this point in the interview. But apparently there's some health issues.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's fabulously wealthy. Yeah. He's fabulously wealthy.
Yeah.
And I look at things.
And Steve's a looker. You're a looker, man.
Thank you, man.
Look
But
at
not
you.
in the classic sense, in that I actually look at things.
We're ready for the clips. The reality series, the D'Amelio Show. D'Amelio Show?
Yeah, they're the TikTok stars.
Follows the lives of the overnight TikTok sensation, Charlie D'Amelio, and her family. And here Charlie talks about not getting along with her sister Dixie.
I think it's nice to have those not so perfect sides show, we're sisters, that we're gonna live and work together, like it's inevitable. So I think that that's a interesting part of the season.
Shut the f*** up!
All right, enlighten me, folks. I don't.
So her thing,
I don't peruse TikTok. I don't do the 10-minute entertainment thing.
She originally came on the scene for her dancing, so she would do like these little dance videos, and she was doing all of the dance du jours, and then the sister, who apparently was a little bit of a singer, attached to that. Then the whole family attached to it. And now they are a reality show peeps.
Okay,
It's just unbelievable that you know all this.
Yeah, well, and because even Preston, I was like, she's an attractive girl, but what is the story? What's going on here?
Yeah.
And I think that their rise to fame was really quick. Like,
Yes.
when it happens on TikTok, they were almost like, oh my God, we're popular. What's going on?
And they were at the beginning of that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they caught the wave.
Is she on this season of Dancing with the Stars? Because she's been on it before, but I don't know if it's this one coming up.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But they are attractive. Yeah, you're right. We're looking at a video of it right now, so that helps.
I mean, worth millions just off of the social media stuff.
Okay.
That always helps.
Season 3 of the D'Amelio Show is out now on Hulu. Season 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Next clip. Here we go. The 2023 Sundance film Cassandro follows the story of Saul Armendariz. I don't read these ahead of time. They just bring them in here and drop them off to me.
You would never know.
And I know. An amateur wrestler rising to fame. And in this clip, star Gael Garcia Bernal gives a brief description of the movie. Here we go.
Well, it's the story of Cassandro, who is the character that Saul Armendariz, wrestler from...
That's how you say it, Armendariz.
I like the accent.
From El Paso and from Ciudad Juarez, from El Paso, Texas, and Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, Mexico. He comes from there, and he created this character called Cassandro that belongs to the exotico strand of there's many divisions in lucha libre in Mexico,
I don't
wrestling.
think I want to see it.
Prematurely hit that button.
If I were to have
sexy.
a Latin accent,
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
that's it.
That's
That
you.
is exactly how I would want to sound. That's a
panty dropper.
That's a seductive accent. Listen.
Well,
to
it's the
that.
story of Cassandro, who is the character that Saul Armendáriz.
Come with me now if you want to live.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Kathy, may I borrow a pen from you?
What do you know him from now?
Werewolf by Night, and then he did.
Oh!
Yeah, it's that guy. And then
I know who that guy is.
I know. And he did a movie called Y Tu Mama Tambien that came out a few years back. And
That's right.
That he's terrific in that. He's a really good actor.
Is he in Station 11?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You know him.
I like that
You're in
dude.
love with him.
He was in Old as well, Steve, with the
Yep.
Shyamalan movie.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's in Cassandro as well.
Cassandro is streaming now on Prime.
I would like you to watch it, Preston. Will you watch my TV show?
It is on Prime.
Would you hang out with me? Maybe we could golf together.
I would like that.
I will hold your balls.
What a.
All right.
All right, and that doesn't even have to be sexual.
No, it's
You
absolutely.
will grip my shaft.
I will grip your shaft, and I will stroke it hard.
Lots of strokes.
I will put something in the hole.
Actually, a few strokes. That's what you want in golf. All right, so that's it. That's
it, done.
Report for entertainment.
It's over.
News, my friends. It is actually over, Rambo. Thank you.
No problem, Presbo.
We, dude, that's made my day.
That's it.
Rambo called me Presbo. Rambo and Presbo.
Presbo! Oh my God, there's a variety show.
There's a show.
The new Sonny and Cher. I got you, babe.
It's perfect. All right, we're going to break. You know why? Because we have your chance to win $1,000 coming up, and I don't want to miss out on that. We got to stay on time for that Crumb Bum Cash at 8 o'clock. But before that, we'll go live on Fox Good Day and all the other things as well. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Here we
But we're back.
And we just did it all.
Don't worry.
We did it all.
Absolutely.
This might be the perfect opportunity. All right, Marissa, I sent you guys this instructional
Oh, my
video
God.
Oh yeah.
yesterday.
Oh.
Did you watch it?
I heard you watching it in the office, and I could hear it, and I'm like, what? It's got to be some sort of sex toy or something.
So it's this bizarre product, and I sent it to all of you guys. And the subject line I used was instructional video. Please watch. Nobody got back to me. Like not one person responded to me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
did I offend Marissa and Kathy? Well, I know I didn't
No,
offend Kathy because she was in
yeah.
the same room. But
That's a terrible feeling when you send out something you think, "Oh my God, did I cross the line?"
Right.
And I wanted to watch it,
that
and
possible with
you were
us?
making such a thing about it that I wanted to not be distracted,
Yeah.
and I never got around to it.
Marissa, see if you can grab the audio
Yeah.
from that, and I don't know if it's fully, if we can play it or not. But there are specific body parts. I don't think it talks about insertion or anything like that. But it is this quote unquote massage piece of machinery that is one of the most involved looking things I've ever seen. If it's indeed made for, it has to be.
Back
made for
here is the
pleasure.
carburetor.
Oh my god,
Yeah, it's complicated.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah. And it is there for pleasure, right? You know, if you make it all
Yeah.
the way through, okay, you know, because things go in things and other things go in other things. And
There are some things that and we've talked. I remember one time we did. I think we were doing an appearance at maybe Brisquet's store or whatever when it existed, and there were things in there I would have thought were actually involved in construction that were
Yeah.
that there's no way that is a sexual thing.
But Kath, when we're talking about sending things to people, and I have done that, I've sent things to you, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then I go, oh wait, no, she has sent me
Oh my
the
god,
picture of that guy sitting on the on the side of his bed
with a giant
with
penis.
this giant thing hanging out. I'm like, okay, I think I might be safe here.
I love when they will insert. They will have like a dignitary at some meeting, like a parliament, and they will insert that picture in one of the frames behind him.
Dude, the latest one, it was a COVID test.
Yep,
And I
got it.
sent it to Kathy. I'm like, dude, I think I came back positive, and she's like, dude, I got this like 3 days
No,
ago.
I didn't say that. I sent you a screenshot of the text that Preston sent me
I had
that
already
said,
sent
I
it
think
to
I
her.
tested positive.
There was only one person I wanted to send that to, and that was Kathy. Yeah, listen, I bought Kathy for one of her birthdays, like a butthole polisher one time.
Aw.
Right?
Yeah,
I thought it was nice.
Right?
Yeah. So you can't cross the line with her.
No.
I don't think so.
No, there's. I don't. Yes, I don't get offended by anything. I don't think it's all funny, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
Right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I don't get offended if you
Yeah.
get me a butt plug. or
Like I've
whatever.
lost. I traded in, and I've always said this. I say of offensive things all the time. I do not have the right to get offended. You know, it's just it's my deal.
Right.
If I dish it out, I have to be able to take it.
Right.
But if Kathy ever wanted to like get us fired,
Oh my God!
Jesus. Oh yeah, there's so much ammo. It's not even.
I mean,
Then all you have to do
remotely
is
funny.
show the text from her on the phone.
Yeah.
You'll be reinstated.
I will also
my mind.
I will also think of the time that you put a Sharpie in my butt crack, and you don't remember that, but I do. I'm
No.
like, yes.
Did I draw on your butt?
No. I was like bent over, and my crack was showing, and you were like,
Wow. Okay.
Do we have it over the audio?
No, I don't. Are you editing it?
It might
Marissa?
have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's you don't need to. We don't need to hear all of it. It's just I want to give the tone of this guy that is doing the narration for it. That is actually the instruction. It's like he's being as serious as you can possibly be about it.
I love that.
And talking about this stuff that's just like
And
It's like these things. We never play these fully, but
Dad, can I talk to you for a minute?
yeah.
there's a much longer piece of that. But I love. And
What is the exact product?
I don't
it's like
even
a pleasure
know.
device. It's something you buy for, and
It's
there's.
got to be extremely expensive
Yeah,
because it's super
I
complicated.
was curious as to what the cost was, but it's for the front and the back and the underneath.
simultaneously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
is
the
it
thing
like
that goes
is it
in the
like a
back-
Sibian?
The thing that goes in the back, no, it's like nothing you've ever seen before.
Is it a revolution in home entertainment?
like I can't even explain it.
Okay, so remember when we were talking about packing a flounder before?
Yes,
Okay. So there's essentially this thing that packs a flounder for you, but it's there to stimulate things.
Oh.
So it,
Okay.
But it's just wild that, like, Press, you talk about the narration, but like somebody also had to animate this.
yes,
like,
there's a professional animator with it too. Here, I'll play some of it.
Before using the Shinfly full coverage men's massager, all body parts in contact with the massager and the massager itself shall be fully cleaned.
music.
After assembling the massager, lock the rear massage bar in the initial position, adjust the front massage bar to the maximum angle away from the body, and tie the belt at the waist.
There's a belt.
Smear
Okay.
the orange lubricant on the anus and surround.
Oh, you got to watch that one.
She missed that.
She missed that one.
It's okay.
I would say
The anus sensor. Yeah.
So
It is funny what we can and can't say because like it's all technical terms.
it is.
You
But
know,
there are some. We get away with murder in so much.
And
the
I
that
get-
skin,
yeah.
the surrounding skin of the perineum, thigh, inside, and all surfaces of massage head in contact with the skin uniformly.
Okay, that's all we're gonna play.
So initially I saw the picture of it, I thought it was one of those office chairs that you sit in that doesn't have a back to it, but it's actually a device that you wear. You can wear standing up. There's a pin on it like a grenade.
I would need the instructions for this device. What the hell?
This
happening?
you have seen nothing like this. I want to get one of these in the
I knew
studio.
you were going to say that.
Do they have a price?
no, but I'll bet you it's a few $1,000s. Look at this.
So
Wait, I'm sorry.
See that wraps around.
is that supposed to go over your Johnson?
Oh, yeah.
And then it goes up and
There
down.
you go.
Watching the animation. But what I can't figure out is the seat part of it.
The seat looks like a ski boot.
It does. It looks like a ski boot.
So you sit on a ski boot
hey,
while it.
without looking behind you, Steve, who do you think is in the studio now?
Bill?
Yes. He just came into the studio. He's shaking his head. He's
He
not
has
happy.
one of these.
It was his birthday on Sunday.
To clarify.
he's going to let us know the price.
What do those things cost, Bill?
You should get one that instead of a motorcycle seat.
Bill, honestly, have you ever seen anything like this in your life?
You know, I'm in my office last night, long after you've gone.
Right.
I listened to the Kathy Menstrual Cup segment because I missed it live.
Right.
What'd you think? It's pretty straight ahead, right?
No,
There was look. It's like, well, I actually looked up. It's been so long since we've talked about FCC and the liability of obscenity and all of that stuff. It hasn't been in the conversation. I looked up the definition again, and I think you guys are dancing on that line because it has something to do with sexual or excretory activities and organs, which is what
There's nothing sexual about it. I mean, it's all
it deals with
biological, if anything.
It deals with a sexual organ.
Right, yeah, like a Wurlitzer.
By my by Kathy's very apt description of what that does. Anyway, and you're doing this today. I'm like, I dumped the lubricant on the thing.
Yes, which we would only.
I got you.
Our agreement with you is always we'll swing for the fences and you excise what you think is appropriate.
People are wondering what the name of it was. They're going to play the beginning. Just it says the name of this.
Before using the Shinfly full coverage men's massager,
Shinfly full coverage men's massager.
So I need to imagine, because so much of this is written and appears to be in Mandarin, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely an Asian product, I believe. But it's got subtitles, which brings us full circle to the conversation we started.
Says great for dads and grads.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. So today's discussion just kind of brought me back to those good old days where we're really working the dump buttons. But
good.
Yeah. So
by the
maybe
way,
a
Bill,
Preston,
yes, go ahead.
Preston and Steve logo in the merch shop, in the rock shop. We could make some money on this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slap it on there.
Again,
and you could be the narrator. Bill's a great narrator, by the way.
Yeah.
He does wonderful narration.
I get all.
Wait, hang on. Let me
all
sell.
body parts in contact with the massager and the massager itself shall be fully cleaned.
I think you're better than this guy.
Yeah.
You'd be
I
perfect.
don't know what you want from me. Santa's got to go.
All right, I'm gonna go.
Santa's got to go. All right, so you need to see this thing. You need to do a search on the. Hold on, what was the name of it?
I mean, it'd be easier to go out and get a girlfriend. than set
Yes,
this up.
By far.
just putting this thing on, just all the straps and hooks and various things you need to put together to put this thing on your body is more work than going out and trying to get an actual relationship.
And what do you think? It's like, you're at the office. Can I come in? No!
Before using the Shinfly full coverage men's massager,
Shinfly full coverage men's massager. Marissa?
We're sharing it on all of our social media.
Okay.
accounts,
All right.
so
You
can
got to
find the
see
link
this
there.
thing. There's nothing full-on graphic
No.
about
Everything
the
is,
animation, but I mean, it's
suggested.
It's certainly suggested, but I've never seen anything like this product before.
I mean, there has to come a point about 3 minutes into using it where you just feel like the lowest scum on earth.
Or you finally found the
euphoric.
greatest thing
Yeah.
that's been created by man.
Honey, I want a divorce.
Wow. Okay. All right. Eddie Vedder is heading out on the road tomorrow night in support of his new solo set, Earthling. Vedder kicks off a 9-date run at New York City's Beacon Theater, although he played a surprise show last night, right, Nick?
He did, yeah. He was in a place just outside of New York City, and the Earthlings were with him, and that's Chad Smith and Josh Klinghoffer and a few other guys. And so there's a whole bunch of songs that I've never heard of that he did last night. And then, tomorrow night at the Beacon Theater, and then Friday night at the Beacon Theater. And I will be attending Friday night show.
Very
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
While chatting with the New York Times, the Pearl Jam frontman recalled discussing his and the band's career with U2's Bono, who had very specific opinions and advice.
WMMR.
Thanks, Kath. So you had a story in the news earlier about this thing called pump switching.
Yeah.
And the police, specifically in Lower Merion, they were issuing the warning, essentially, that this was taking place right around the corner from us.
Yes.
actually.
Yeah, they said they've seen an uptick in the area.
Yeah, in Bala Cynwyd. So you go up, you're pumping gas. Somebody comes up, is a little aggressive, and says, "Hey, I'll get that for you." Meaning, let me pump the gas for you. You go ahead and don't worry about it. I'll handle the work part of this. And if you do hand over the pump to them, they will finish filling up your tank. And then it will look as if they are placing the nozzle back on the pump, but they're not really doing that. You drive away, and then they wait for somebody else to come up, and they'll say, "Look, I'll fill up your tank. Give me $20. I'll give you $60 worth of gas, whatever." And then but they haven't closed out the transaction that you initially were using, that you were enacting, and therefore it's running up money on your credit card. And they're running up hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and you won't find out until later on, unless you have something, some type of overcharge connection, or whether your credit card will reach out to you or something like that.
I feel like the credit card will. I think it tops off at a certain point. I think
at a gas station, it'll recognize an impropriety, or what do you think? Like, how much could you?
When I was driving across the country last year, I thought it didn't allow more than. It got to a certain point. Like, let's say it just tops out at $75. Like, you can't You can't put more than $75. Like, if you need more than that, then maybe you need to hang up the gas pump, put your card back in, then come back out.
I think you could easily, with a large vehicle, exceed that.
Yeah.
So I think...
I just threw out a number.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't think, it's going to go over $200.
I don't know.
Lots of people got over. Well, your buddy Jeff.
My buddy Jeff, but that was
hundreds
also
of dollars.
That was a couple of years ago. But
no, but you can, and that's exactly what happened to this woman that they had on ABC yesterday. She had gotten racked up hundreds of dollars.
So
you can do that.
And then what they do is they're basically selling the gas for less and keeping the money. The first time I was approached, the one and only time, the presentation to me was that there was this young man who was kind of part of the gas station and came over and, I can get that for you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very polite, And but I said, no, I got it. I'm fine. And then he demurred and went away. But he was, and he was working every pump at this Sunoco station. And I think he had some takers.
Casey just found this on Google. Many gas stations have a $125 limit for Visa transactions at the pump because larger transactions trigger higher fees for certain cards, as well as additional liability in the event of fraud. So I guess it depends on what card you have.
yeah. And then the other one says, card networks set the max allowed transaction amount for their automated fuel dispenser.
So the woman in the story at least on 6 ABC was charged $165.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
it's
maybe there's a
obviously-
limit, but
still.
they're running up. They're stealing your money by doing it. So here's a question that I had because somebody emailed me a while ago, and I wasn't sure but it has changed the way that I finish up my transaction at the pump. So when you're done and you put the nozzle back to the pump,
right,
it will ask you, do you want a receipt? And you can either hit yes or no, or you can just drive away. And what this person told me was that they had, like me, just stopped hitting yes or no. I don't want a receipt, and it'll cancel out if you just leave.
It's funny you're mentioning this.
But they said that what they didn't know is if you don't answer that yes or no question, that there's kind of a grace period time where somebody can pull up, grab it off of the pump, and start pumping again.
I've heard something similar, Preston.
I don't know if it's true or not.
I don't either. But because I heard that, I always just hit no.
Me too.
And so I have no idea if there's any validity to that whatsoever.
So I'm wondering
there was
if
a period where I would drive away, Preston, occasionally, and now for the past year and a half, I hit no. Make sure to hit no.
I'm wondering if anybody knows definitively if you work at a gas station or you absolutely know for sure. 215-263 WMMR.
I would never drive away without hitting either yes or no. I hit yes for years because I was an impeccable bookkeeper and I would keep all of my receipts. And I would, when I had a checkbook at the time, I would write everything in my checkbook. So eventually I stopped taking the receipts because now I don't need to know that I, paid $900 for gas. But I do always hit that no button. To me, if I drive, I actually think, I know I've done this in the past. I can't remember the last time, but turned around and came back because I was like, I didn't hit no on the gas pump. And I also don't know what happens if you don't hit it, but to me, I need to hit that button to end the transaction.
I've seen it rather quickly go off that screen. Like if I've walked away and I haven't touched the no,
right,
and that's sort of what made me think, okay, it shuts off pretty quickly because I went and then I was getting some stuff out of my pockets and look back and the screen had gone away. But now I don't. I hit no just to make sure.
Kathy, my father would religiously keep every single receipt. And so when my mom would go in to clean out my dad's office, there would be receipts from the Buick Skylark from 1988. And so eventually you probably don't need to hang on to them anymore. And now obviously it's all digital and electronic.
Yeah.
But I don't get the receipts anymore either. But yeah, for years and years, my dad kept every single receipt he ever had.
Nick, when I go to pump gas, I check the card reader. I shake it.
By the way,
I look around. I'm like, okay, does this look like a legit pump?
The Conoco down here on Belmont, I think, is closed permanently. The pumps weren't working for a long time. Yeah, okay, Case, I saw that as well. And so the pumps weren't working, so you had to go in to use into the little kiosk to use your credit card. But now I think the entire gas station is shut down, which is a shame. So you have to go to the Sunoco if you're heading down Belmont to get on 76.
Which is not convenient if you're heading in a certain direction.
Yes.
That place is a piece of crap.
Yeah, if you see
that Sunoco.
No, not the Sunoco.
The Conoco.
It was just like,
although they did
it was falling apart.
They sold fake Viagra in there, and you could get fake weed and
fake weed.
You'd see those gas stations that had obscenely cheap gas, and you're like, what? There's a gas station near me. Like everyone knows, don't go to that. You know what percentage of that gas is water? Because it just doesn't look right.
Do you guys like the little like if you pull up to a Wawa and as soon as you put your card in, like music starts playing and
little show
ad runs and stuff like that.
Brooke Burns or somebody comes up and tells you about the latest development in kitchen utensils.
I always said that because there are a couple of like newer gas stations around me that do the same thing, but I always said they should play like a little bit of our show. I think like how can we get onto these gas station speakers?
See if you can broker that. Hi, I'm Kathy Romano with a clip from the Preston and Steve Show.
Yeah.
Wawa seems to like us. Maybe we could do it at the Super Wawas.
Oh, that's
By
a
the
good
way,
idea.
make sure to get your receipts. I keep them all.
They can play this segment.
Yeah, give Chris Geisens just this segment. Chris Geisens.
Why not?
We know him.
He's handsome.
Yeah. All right, let me go to a couple of calls here, and I already have conflicting responses.
Excellent.
I'll go to Matt first. Hey, Matt, good morning.
Hey, you guys work?
You work, buddy. What's up?
I got a buddy who actually worked first of all, I'm from New Jersey. I got a buddy who used to work at a gas station, and he turned me onto this tip about 10 years ago. I'm not sure how valid it still is, but it's pretty much everything you guys are talking about, in that if you don't ask for a receipt, so in New Jersey, they offer you the receipt because they pump it for you. But there's been times I have not asked for the receipt, and apparently, especially at like a shadier gas station, they can leave that transaction open and do exactly what you were talking about earlier this morning, where somebody will come up and they'll push gas paying cash on them.
Oh, so a person working at the gas station will do that?
Correct.
Okay.
That seems pretty shady.
That's a total scam. I mean, that's, yeah. You're going to get found out pretty damn quick on that. All right, thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
The question would be, could a civilian who went up after you and it had not been hit, you did not hit no, could they access the gas?
Yeah, so that's what I want to find out. Let's go to Chris next. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Hey, what's up, my man?
So when you guys hang up the nozzle, when you're done with your transaction, when you hang up the nozzle and it asks you if you want a receipt, the transaction's already complete. The POS inside closes that transaction. So when you hang up the nozzle and it asks you if you want a receipt, it's basically asking you if you want, a copy of the authorization code saying that the credit card went through and everything.
Okay.
So it completes the transaction once you hang the nozzle up.
So then that is,
hang the nozzle
and
up.
what are your qualifications here, Chris?
I am a service manager for Island Pump and Tank. We repair gas stations.
There you go. Legit. Now, when you say the POS, does that mean the piece of S work in the register?
Yeah, the point of sale. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, so you are saying that once you put the nozzle back into the pump and it's hanging on there, that you cannot reenact that transaction. It is done.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you hang the nozzle up and it asks you for a receipt, it completes the transaction on the network side.
So even if you drove away without hitting yes or no, you're still good to go. You don't have to worry about somebody racking up more charges.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you hang the nozzle all the way up.
Let me ask you, Chris, then, just on the question of the credit cards. Are there built-in fail-safes to stop people from charging exorbitant amounts at the pump?
So the networks usually have criteria set up, like limits on every card, and every card's a little bit different based on how they have it worked out with their networks. But typically, somewhere it's usually around $150.
Okay,
a little bit less, it might be $125. But yeah, there are usually limits built in that you'll max it out. And like I think Casey, someone said, it'll max out. So if you run it up to 150, you'll have to hang up the nozzle and run your credit card again. But there's still a limit on how many times you could run that card at one station.
All right. Interesting. Thank you. Appreciate it, Chris. So there you go, Case. That proves it. That's correct. So you had a point where you were putting so much gas in that it would cut you off at some point?
You've had enough.
Yeah. I think we topped out at I think it might have been like $75 and it just stopped.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was surprised as you
That's
were traveling
pretty low.
along. But also just in general, you're taking a lot of times, like for example, if I'm going on a vacation, I'll let the credit card company know that you're going to start to see charges coming in from other areas, and it's me. But I'm surprised on the road trip. Did you ever encounter a thing where the card became inactive because they saw it?
No,
it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, we didn't have any problems with that.
Casey, when you were driving across the country, do you remember which state had the cheapest gas? Was it Texas?
No, it was somewhere in the Midwest.
Okay.
What is Texas? I guess South.
It's so big that it's a lot.
I would say somewhere in like Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma was the most expensive was that gas station in California and the desert. It was the last gas station before you got to what was it, Palm Springs, where $7 a gallon.
$7 a gallon.
Wow.
Yeah, because they know you're gonna. That's
You're
it.
effed.
You have no choice but to buy your gas here.
We'll find your body in the desert.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, this is a scam that. And Kathy, you were saying that this has been going on for a while, but it's recently had an uptick of cases.
I guess they've gotten some reports, like you said, right here on City Avenue, another one on Conshohocken State Road. So they're seeing it in the area.
And they're being more brazen, they're being more forceful, correct?
Yeah, they said they're being very aggressive, like almost not giving you a choice and just taking the pump and pumping your gas.
Are they doing? Is it a suggestion that they're doing it in a threatening manner? Because a number of the people that I saw talking about it were women.
It didn't say threatening. It just said they were very aggressive and not really giving you a choice.
All right, I have Bill, who's on the phone. Hey, Bill, good morning.
Felicitations.
Felicitations.
Good day.
Not everyone can say felicitations.
What's up, Bill?
I had a friend a few months ago this happened to. He's a volunteer driver. He takes people to doctor's appointments, and he was in West Philly, some part of West Philly. And he pulled in to get gas, put his credit card in. Somebody came up and offered to help and was very persistent. And he initially resisted and then relented, got in his car. And the guy said, okay, you're all good to go. And as he was driving away, the guy never hung the pump up. He had his friend's car pull in, and he filled up his friend's car on my friend's credit card.
Did your friend see this starting to happen?
Yes, he saw it starting to happen, but he was by himself.
Oh.
So, and he wasn't ready to confront the people.
Right.
He called his credit card company and registered the complaint with them.
I think at that point, your only option would be to turn around, get out of your car, take a toolbox from the trunk, press it down on the accelerator, and point it towards the pumps. Right, Preston?
That's an option.
Yeah, that's an option.
It's definitely an option.
Yeah, but it definitely is something to be aware of.
Or, thank you, by the way, or you could take what Bodie did during the foot chase, and you can grab the nozzle and light it on fire and use it as a flamethrower.
Have a gas fight like Zoolander.
I thought maybe pick up a dog and throw it at somebody.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely do that.
Back off, war child, seriously.
There are options out there. By the way, Marissa just brought this little note into us. The 1-year anniversary of Casey's Big Adventure is happening as we speak.
Is that right? We were at your high school at this point a year ago.
Yesterday. It started yesterday in 2022.
Wow.
When we sent the gang out on the road. Yeah.
Wow.
How about that?
I still have do we have your yearbook?
Yeah, it's in the, I moved it
back.
into the office. No, we did never send that back.
You stole one
Casey
thing.
stole it.
We returned it, and I stole another.
That's how you do
They were
it.
using it. It was in a freaking closet, all right?
It should have been in the case when you walk in the lobby.
That's
So,
right.
Preston Elliott went here.
So
Should be like the Torah lit from
That was a year ago today. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And that was the second successful swipe at getting you out on the road. We were planning to get you launched from Subaru.
Yeah, which we're broadcasting
tomorrow.
live from tomorrow. By the way,
crazy.
this
It's
is all
crazy. Let's play the lotto.
Yeah, we should. By the way, it's up to like 600.
Is it?
Yeah, 600 million, something like that.
I got a Powerball ticket that I never checked, so I'll go down and see if Mrs. Cho's in a good mood today. Yeah.
Good luck if you're not Casey or Steve.
She did it for me the last time.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only one then.
Yeah.
That was
Actually,
my problem.
I have a story about the lottery. If we wanted to switch gears at all, I don't know if you guys want to or not. But
Preston, you're not kidding. It's up to 672 Powerball.
Yeah. All right, so you know what? I will mention this because we are going to have to take a break here shortly because we have Fox Good Day and Crumb Bum Cash and all that stuff coming up. But where is this? There was the guy who won the $2 billion Powerball.
Yes,
his name is Edwin Castro. Apparently, financial planners are wincing at his purchases.
Okay. No.
Since winning in November, he purchased, and I saw a picture of this, a $25.5 million home.
It's beautiful.
In the same neighborhood as Leonardo DiCaprio and Ariana Grande. So dude is like, he is jumping face first into the fire. Like he's not
dicking around and like buying something really nice in a regular city. No, he's going right into like Bel Air or whatever it is.
His place overlooks their houses. So it's a gorgeous home.
So the home in the Hollywood Hills could cost him, and he may not know this, $255,000 annually just to maintain. And he also bought a $4 million home in Altadena and a vintage Porsche as well. So he's apparently spending like crazy.
But he's got $2 billion?
He's got $2 billion.
Which is $1 billion.
But, which is $1 billion when you after taxes and all
go
that.
spend dude, yes, go do that, right? You get all that stuff out of the way and then just sit back and enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, if you have $1 billion and you're spending $25 million on a home, you still have $975 million.
I know, but they're saying that he's going right after this.
Yeah.
And if he continues spending like that,
sure,
$1 billion will go quicker than you think it will, probably. Because there's upkeep and keeping all kinds of stuff that he's not considering that you have to pay.
Well, obviously these are, and I've read the same thing, Preston, a number of financial planners are going, maybe you want to slow your roll, but the interest that you would get on the remaining money in the bank, would that cover I'm sure that would cover the house expenses on that.
Yeah. I don't know. Look, if I ever, this is never going to happen, right? So it's always fantasy anyway, right. But I would, if I were ever in the Brewster's Millions category, I would do exactly what Richard Pryor did in that movie. I would take the challenge on, have as much fun as I possibly could. And if you lose, you lose. But if you win, you're going to have a lot of, you're still going to have fun in the process.
True, so. Preston, they say this guy pulls away from the pump now without ever hitting no.
No.
That's how cavalier he is.
But so the financial planner in this story, Nicholas Bunio, said, people don't understand there is a potential for loss. They only focus on the potential for gain.
So in the classic, there's a couple of documentaries. There's one that's really sort of tragic about lottery winners who've not only lost it all, but their lives just fell to crap afterwards.
Yeah.
But there was no one in any of those documentaries that had won $2 billion.
That's true.
No, my goal would just be to live a little bit extravagantly, but no, just to simplify my life.
Yeah.
That's it, And so, yes, purchase a home. I would not go to the Hollywood Hills. I would prefer to live somewhere not as congested or whatever. But, yeah, get all those big purchases out of the way and then sit back and enjoy yourself.
Would you stay in Delco?
Yes.
Dude, you'd have to build a castle in Delco.
I would buy...
That would be like a full... like Austrian castle with a moat in Delco.
No, I would buy Chichester. I would just, I would just buy the entire...
I lived in Chi. You don't want to buy it.
Yeah, no, well, if I bought the whole thing,
maybe.
You're all out of here.
But I guess you could own
Chester.
You could own locally and but still live seasonally all over the world if you
Summer
want
in Chichester. Right?
It's lovely.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to own several homes because then you have to upkeep all this. Listen, I have a place down the shore, right? I'm like, man, I got to get down there and mow the lawn.
Well, you don't do it then.
What's that?
You don't do it.
I don't do what?
You're not going to do that. If you have the money to have multiple homes, you're
Somebody
not.
else will mow your lawn.
Then I have to oversee.
I got to get groceries for my fourth house. No, I know what you're saying, and you then you have to have someone manage it. You want to simplify. You don't. You know who was a perfect example is Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp had so much money, and he was buying cannons, and he was doing all this weird stuff, and multiple homes that you can never possibly live in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's at that point you're just you're incinerating the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a good problem. It's a great problem to have.
I like a couple gorillas.
Yeah. Case, would you
have a gorilla
with $1 billion? Okay, with $1 billion, would you hire Fish for a small party?
Okay.
Or would you have a big concert with them that you paid for?
So in my dream, when I win the Powerball, yes, Fish is playing my party. So I am renting out the Fillmore, and
you'd be the jam band version of Spicoli,
and Fish would be playing that. I would pay them money, and then I would also donate to the Water Wheel Foundation, which is their charity.
Wonderful.
That's the way to get in with those guys. You go, okay, because they don't need the money.
They don't.
But if I make the donation, and then everybody that I was going to give money to would then be invited to the Fish concert,
and they'd be your friends now because you made such a wonderfully generous donation to their charity. and then you guys could go golf together.
Yes, and then the only way you can get money from me is if you sit through the entire fish hunt.
4.5 hours later.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I mean, I have
tapping out.
fantasized about this so much that, I have it all planned out. Yeah, everybody's getting limos.
How much would you pay Preston to listen to every Fish song you want him to hear?
How much would he pay me?
Yeah.
Like if that was the stipulation, what would?
Well, it's whatever he gets in.
I can't be bought.
It can't be.
Yes, you
I
can.
can
Yes, you
totally
can.
be.
I'm trying to drive the price up.
I won't be here.
Oh, I don't care.
I'm trying to drive the number up.
This is your money. You take it or leave it, right?
I'm not your fish whore.
But I feel like I'm God. I'm going to do so many good things with this money. Like, why not give it to me, God?
What happens,
Are you
though?
telling
What
God?
if God knows?
yeah.
He knows that the money would corrupt you.
Right. All right. So I have a question for you guys. Do you believe in
peanut butter?
even a little bit, even a tiny little bit? Do you believe that you can sell your soul to the devil?
No, I don't believe in any of that.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah.
So would you?
And you
then-
mean in a classic Devil and Daniel Webster sort of way?
Would you then write down right now? I agree to sell my soul to the devil to win the Powerball.
Are you trying to prove whether I have any inkling at all that there's
I'm
an
not
afterlife or Satan or anything like that?
Because I don't believe it either, but I won't.
You also, when a receipt comes up at $6.66, you'll buy something else.
Here's another piece of gum.
Listen, it all correlates to what they call Pascal's wager, which is he didn't believe in God, but he would act as if he did. Why not? You know. But yeah, I'm the same. Like the superstitions.
Yeah. Listen, I won't say Candyman into the mirror 5 times either.
Say it 6, then you get Candyman's cousin Earl.
By the way, if you do sell your soul, and do you have to get that notarized?
You do.
On a piece of paper in order for it to
By
be legit?
a cherub.
By a cherub.
Oh, man, here's a counter argument, Casey.
Okay.
Maybe God hates fish, and that's why he hasn't let you win the lottery yet.
There's a point to be made there.
Well, then if he did, then why would they even exist? Why would they just announce a Ford?
To torture you.
Why do lanternflies exist? Everyone hates them. We've even been told to kill them, and yet they exist.
Only around here.
There's a master
They're
plan.
native of Asian
Do we
countries.
know that,
so
or
they
is
might
that
love
just
them
a
there.
PR department?
Did you see the latest report though? They're saying that they're not as bad as they originally thought they were.
A mass extinction as we're wiping them out right and left, and they're actually pretty good.
Yeah, they did studies on them and they put them on trees in like a controlled environment, and I guess the results were not as bad as they thought.
So they're not destroying the trees as bad as they thought they were going to?
I only heard a portion, and the conclusion that they said was they're not as bad as they originally thought. I don't know if they're not killing any trees or some trees. I'm not sure.
They apparently produce a juice that makes your penis bigger. Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear this out. No, I have felt bad killing them from time to time, even though we're supposed to.
I mean, I'll take a spider outside or whatever. I try to let a bug or a fly get out of the house. It's not a joy to kill anything.
Flies I hate. I kill them no matter
Do you?
what.
Whole slab?
Yeah, because I've had them infest in my garbage cans before, and all the maggots and stuff, and it just makes I want those things gone.
You cut off their antennas and wear them as a necklace?
I don't feel bad about killing flies. Okay, anyway, it's 7:43. I don't know how we got here. But we do need to take a break, I think, now, because we're going to go live on Fox Good Day. We have Crumb Bum Cash. We got Bizarre File. We're going to fit all this in. So we're going to break. We're going to come back in just a moment. But listen, don't let someone else pump your gas if they come over. That's the bottom line here, because there's a big scam going on right about now. We're going to break and be back in a moment. Stay with us.
About baloney.
He does.
I like it.
He recalled saying, I've had a conversation with Bono back in the day. He was suggesting that we needed to work harder and that you didn't want rock and roll to become a niche. And he said that when U2 makes a record, it's like they've got a racehorse and they don't want the horse to in the race. They want to win the race. And I said, we race the horse and then we let the horse run free. He said, I wasn't trying to be
honest, I don't know what you're talking about.
He said, I wasn't trying to be clever. That was the truth. And he was frustrated with me.
Do me a favor and put this device on. I think it's going to what is it? This part here goes over your manhood. This thing that looks like a ski boot rests just behind your nutsack. Now do a deep knee bend. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I see what you mean. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
His voice gets even shakier.
There you go.
Wow. That's unbelievable. Isn't that something? It's crazy.
You had to have heard our earlier discussion in order to understand exactly what we're referring to. But the video is now on our social media if you want to see.
I call this part the everlasting bum stopper.
Oh, my God. Hang on. I can't see the copy here.
And the video's back up again.
It's just such a clunky-looking thing.
It is. There's no way to describe it.
Okay. No, you may not want to eat for this next segment that we're going to talk about.
Oh, man.
Okay. Kathy told us last night on a little phone call, and she prefaced this by saying, I want to share something with you guys. And she says, because we're family and we can talk about these things.
By the way, Casey was not on the call at this point, so this is going to be a surprise for Casey.
I go, what did I just walk into? And you guys said, you just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
I said, okay.
Yeah. So you want to try something out, I believe?
Do. Yeah, okay. I want to try something out. And when I say we're family, I mean us in the room and everyone that listens to the show.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So I'm going to try a menstrual cup.
Oh,
a menstrual cup.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so surprised.
A cup. Me too.
And in no small part, because your reaction anytime Preston has ever brought this up is just complete revulsion. And
That's
so,
what
like,
we thought.
The fact that you're coming around on it, and I've heard a lot of people rave about it, I'm proud of you. I think that's like a step in the right direction.
Yes.
I didn't even know they still existed. I thought that this was a thing from years ago. Now, listen, I don't know nothing about menstrual sickness and all that. But it seems antiquated to me.
Well, so I think it's becoming a little more popular because they're saying that there's benefits to it. It's safer than wearing a tampon. It holds more, so you can go throughout the day, without having to change it. It's better for the environment, things like that.
Okay, so when you're saying it holds more, are we talking like a quart or what?
Well, Steve, I haven't used it yet, so I don't know, and that's part of my issue. I wanted to. I'm hoping that Mother Nature, the flow, kind of goes along, and I get it on the weekend because I'd love to try it, not having to come to work.
Well, isn't that a big? Well, you had mentioned in passing last night that was one of the things they mentioned. Don't take your first cup out for a spin while you're going into work.
Yeah, so apparently, yeah. So I'm on a group text with my girlfriends, and
the cuppers.
I think that 3 out of the 3 out of the 5 of us use it, and they were like raving about it. Go for it. No, you have to. Here's the one I use. Here's the one I use. There's different options out there. And so,
do they have Yetis?
So me and the one girl who don't use it, we were like, okay, well, give us the what should we do? And the suggestions were, don't try to take it out the first time, at least, or until you get used to it, anywhere but your own home and possibly even the shower.
Not at the mall.
Right. Well, that's what I'm worried about. I'm like,
not on all white Wednesdays.
Well, and so my other all white Wednesday. My other issue is, how much does it hold? Because
again, as Preston said, we don't know, nothing about this. And I too thought it was something like an antiquated, turn of the last century sort of thing. But so I do understand that it's probably very safe. The purpose is will it stop any flow? Will it?
Well, yes.
So it basically dams it up, correct?
Yeah, it holds it. So when you take it out, it's still there, and you have to clean your cup and stuff like that. But
I never see
you don't see ads for these.
No.
You know what I mean? Like
No.
tampon commercials are a regular thing.
The cup might be too much for like a television
Maybe.
commercial.
I know why we were talking about this. I had a bizarre file story
That's
of a
it.
guy who was drinking tequila out of it.
Yeah.
He thought it was a shot
Oh,
glass.
geez.
And it was a menstrual cup, and his girlfriend or wife had posted it online, and that's how we
That's
got
what it was.
talking
Yeah.
about it.
Okay,
That was
so
it.
I don't know, Kathy. Listen, we don't know nothing about menstrual cycles here. But how many pints will you on a heavy flow day?
How many pints?
How many
one,
gallons?
I'm not measuring them.
Okay.
Case, I don't know. That's the problem because these menstrual cups they're not huge.
No.
So,
No.
I mean, I'm guessing they're made for to hold the average woman's.
Okay, so in the demonstration we're looking at here, Kathy, the woman dips a tampon down into some, which we assume is actual.
I don't think it's
actual blood.
I think it's probably
but
water.
It obviously then it becomes larger, and so it basically serves as a plug.
I mean,
you would do this every. For how many days during your normal
cycle?
Like the tampons,
yeah, like
you
4 or
mean?
5 days.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Excuse me. It depends.
And do you pour that into a larger jug that you keep by the front door?
Stop. But like it's so.
It's like my belly button lint collection.
Ew.
I haven't started.
Yeah,
it.
oh, good. Thank you. Please talk.
The other thing is, and I've watched videos and not graphic videos, like the videos that we're watching here of how to put it in place.
Right. And how many guys do you need
Well,
to?
I know.
I mean,
might
honestly,
have my mom come over and help.
For the video that we're watching, it's not. They don't have to use a blood red liquid. They could use like a blue liquid.
Well, I think they're trying to be accurate.
We don't drink blue. Just so you know.
Yeah. No, you're thinking of the Smurf cup.
But like when they do like diaper commercials, they don't like use brown water. You know, they use a blue water.
It's a little icky for Casey
Yeah.
seeing the red.
Do you know what brand you're going to go for, Kath?
Well, so here's the thing. I purchased one. I just went to Target and I purchased the one at Target. It's called like a Himalayan salt menstrual cup. However, my girlfriend uses a site called Lola, and this is sort of like environmentally safe, chemical-free type of products for women. So I may order one from here, Nick, and try this one. Because here's the thing: there's different ones, and the one from Target has like
Lola.
Because what I've also heard is it can you might have to like dig around a little to get it out.
Bad choice of words.
Well, somebody texted in, and by the way, we're getting a lot of positive response from women listeners.
Yes.
Male listeners,
not so much.
Not as much.
I don't think we understand it. But
so there, one of the female listeners recommended, Kathy, that there's one with a longer tip at the bottom of
So
it.
that's what I was worried about. That's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah. Also, Casey, there's a great documentary that you should watch. It's called Period, End of Sentence.
I feel like I watched it, or no, it won a bunch of, I was going to say Grammys, Oscars and stuff, right?
Yeah, and I believe one of the producers is local.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's about something that happens to half of the population on the planet.
Yeah.
And so it really just dives into.
I might want to watch it. Period, end of story?
Period, end of sentence.
A period, end of sentence.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of the sequel?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like. I read this book about this
Quit
gentleman.
boasting.
No, I know. But this guy tried to live an Orthodox Jewish lifestyle for an entire year. He is Jewish, but he's not Orthodox. And so one of the traditions of Orthodox Jews is that when their spouse is on her period, they don't touch them.
Right.
And so for the longest time, they thought that it was a like kind of the sexist sort of like, oh, gross, get away from me. And it was more, what he found out was more of like a mourning. The loss of the possibility of having a child.
Okay.
So when you are shedding, yeah,
I don't judge it. I find that very interesting. In this case,
bordering on 7:54, and we go on Fox Good Day at 7:56. So get right back into it, and then we're going to get to Crumb Bum Cash and the Bizarre File and all kinds of goodies happening this morning. Let's take a look at traffic, though, before we do anything else. Kathy, what's going on so far this morning?
Heavy on the roads this morning. Nothing major to report, just normal delays. 202 into Belmont on the Schuylkill eastbound, also from the Boulevard to University westbound side. Bear Avenue to the Vine, the Boulevard to Belmont, and then again at the Conshohocken curve. 95 southbound slows from Woodhaven into Cottman, and then from Girard to the Vine northbound side. We are slow from 452 to Curlin Street, Girard Point Bridge to Broad Street, and then Academy Academy to Woodhaven on the off-ramp, a disabled vehicle blocking the left lane. The Vine Expressway eastbound slowing near the Schuylkill westbound from 95 to Broad Street, the Ben Franklin Parkway to the Schuylkill Expressway, and then in New Jersey, the 42 freeway northbound, Jams Creek Road to 295 at Route 41, an accident off to the shoulder, 55 northbound, jams Deptford to the 42 freeway, and then over the Ben Franklin Bridge westbound, you're jammed the mid-span to 8th and Vine. This traffic report brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Get easy, cheesy deals at Whole Foods Market. Save 25% on select Gouda with Prime through September 26th while supplies last. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy. We're going to go on Fox Good Day in about a minute or so. But first, I wanted to mention that Casey's got an appearance tomorrow night. Yes. He will be heading out for the Bud Light Thursday night kickoff, and this time in Westchester, Pennsylvania. You're going to be at Ryan's Pub.
I am. And I have done these a bunch over the last couple of years, and Westchester seems to be my haunt. And so I'll be there from, what time is it? 7 to 9.
Yeah.
And usually we have some tickets to give away. So we got Commanders tickets, I believe.
Every Thursday this year, Case.
Yeah.
Eagles tickets to give away.
Oh, and also the Bud Light shirts that they give us to give away. They're Kelly Green. Yeah. They are sharp. I saw them in the promotions office. They look great. So we have an abundant amount of those to give away, and then one pair of Birds tickets for the game against the Commanders on October 1st.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay, so
it's
come out, and do people just put their name in? And
Yeah. Just drop your name in a box, and we'll be good to go. We've had other games there in the past. We had like Giant Connect 4, so just a ton of different ways for me to interact. And if I've never met you, please come out and say hi. I want to meet everybody.
Carter is in Westchester.
And he's 21.
And he's 21.
You can meet him.
I'll send him over there.
Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah.
To hang out with you.
Yeah, please do that.
I'll let him know.
I'll buy him a beer.
Okay. We got about 10 seconds or so. The music means we're going live on Fox.
Subject matter for today's discussion. Are you the type of person that holds a grudge? Now, of all the cast members over there at MMR on the Preston and Steve show, I guess Kathy would be the most grudge holder.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope.
Wow.
Nope. You're actually
totally wrong.
You're completely wrong, only because I was actually talking to Casey about this off the air. As a kid, my mom wouldn't let me hold a grudge. She would always say to me, "It's not worth it. Get over it." Like no matter what had happened, she would just make it no big deal. Get over it. We're not holding grudges.
I think it's probably. I think it's probably me, Mike. I've gotten way better over the years, but there was a long time where I wouldn't let things go, and I've gotten way better. I think everybody's pretty good here.
I think we're pretty good
within the room, but I think I'm not bad, but I think amongst us, this crew, I'm probably the one that hangs on to stuff the longest.
I would think
What's the secret? For getting over a grudge, then.
You know what? Just
killing the person.
That helps because you don't have to worry. They don't think anymore.
There's a finality to it, and you can move on.
Take him out back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just growing older has helped me realize that it's not worth it.
And when you learn about also the story, you get older and you realize you let something go, somebody passes away, and you didn't get in. And what was that about? What is the bigger picture? Why did you waste that time?
And wasted energy. That's mainly it for me. I'm like, I got worked up about this, and I didn't have to be.
Casey doesn't hold grudges at all, but Casey will never forget. He'll bring up things from like 25 years ago. He's like, "Remember when you said that to me?" I'm like, "No, I don't."
Oh, well, I do.
Yeah.
I remember you were wearing a pink shirt.
He's like a pissed off wife.
Yeah. I think I get that from my mom. So Kathy, the opposite of you. My mom, she holds on to a grudge.
Oh, she does?
And I worry about that for myself because we are, a byproduct of our parents, whether we like it or not.
Right. Well, what's the grudge that you hold against Mike, Alex? What's the
What?
We do? What is that? Tell me.
You say that you can't tell me deep, dark secrets because I'll spill the beans.
He can't hold water. No. I mean, it's just...
It's more alcohol I can't hold.
I have a question for you guys. What professional grudges do you hold? Because, for example, sometimes there are people that come on our show and either they are terrible guests or they just refuse to come on for one reason or another. And there was one that happened with Casey recently, and I won't say the person's name, but we will hold that grudge professionally against somebody for a while. Has that ever happened for you guys?
We do that here too. If somebody, messed up or left us hanging, didn't come in when they promised they would, we'll go, well, let's don't book them again for a while. We punish them. They don't know they're being punished.
And so it's the most effective kind of punishment when they don't even know they're being punished.
Have you ever actually actively rooted against somebody as a result? Because I am.
I have held a grudge for nearly 15 years.
And a serious one?
That person, I don't believe, knows it.
Yeah.
But I am still hanging on. And they say that it's not a healthy thing to do.
It's not.
No, it really
It's
affects
not.
the person more holding it because you're holding on to it and carrying that weight.
The best thing to do is key their car and at least manifest it some way.
I actually have access to that car right now.
Wow.
But Mike and I will tally things up. Like just this week, I was like, I called you and you didn't call me back. He wants to prove, so he goes through his call log and then proves. Oh wait, you did call me.
That happened last night at 9:23. You called me back, and I think I was asleep.
And he was like, you didn't call me back. I was like, yes, I did. Check your call log.
You know what we call that?
We do.
We call that sexual tension.
Oh my God.
Yes, that's what we call that.
Tension needs to be released.
Oh my
God.
It's not healthy for you.
Oh, Lord. And on that note,
we better go.
Yes, you get us in trouble.
Bye-bye, guys. We'll see you soon. All right, and that's perfect time because it's 8 o'clock, friend.
93.3 WMMR, Philadelphia.
You're a real crumb bum.
It's time for a crumb bum cash keyword.
All right, the word you need to know and to enter is excellent. And that's spelled E-X-C-E-L-L-E-N-T. E-X-C-E-L-L-E-N-T. And you have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter it. And 3 ways for you to do that. You can enter through WMMR.com or the MMR app, or you can text it to us at our special contest short code number, which is 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in our company-wide contest, and each winner will get a call from Beasley. Make sure that you answer your phone. Contest rules are available at WMMR.com, and it is sponsored by Horizon Services. I'll give you that word one more time. Excellent. E-X-C-E-L-L-E-N-T. Good luck to you.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning by the Lehigh Valley Restaurant Group. And don't miss Red Robin's $10 Tavern Bundle, which includes your choice of any tavern double burger plus bottomless fries and beverage. You can dine in only available at dine in only and available only at participating Lehigh Valley Restaurant Group locations.
That's a mouthful.
I got it right.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is fun. A Danish artist has been ordered to return nearly $72,000 to a museum after giving it 2 blank canvases for a project that he named Take the Money and Run.
It's kind of brilliant.
The Kunsten Museum had intended for Jens Hanning to embed the banknotes in 2 pieces of art in 2021. Instead, he gave them blank canvases and then said that the work is that I have taken their money. A court has now ordered him to return the cash.
It wouldn't be obvious if you walk in. You'd have to have a little plaque there to explain what happened.
But he's keeping some for expenses. The art project was intended as a statement on salaries in Denmark and Austria. After a long legal battle, a Copenhagen court on Monday ordered Mr. Hanning to refund the museum. And
he's entitled to go F yourself.
The figure was equivalent to the sum the museum had given him minus the artist's fee and the cost of mounting. Museum director Lasse Anderson said that he had laughed out loud when he first saw the 2 blank canvases in 2021 and decided to show the works anyway. He said he stirred up my curatorial staff, and he also stirred me up a bit, but I also had to laugh because it was really humoristic. But after the judgment, Mr. Hanning said that he did not plan to take the case any further. As the Napa County Sheriff's Office arrested 33-year-old Andrew Kenneth Dixon Saturday morning. What was that?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to fix something that's broken.
Okay.
It scared me.
Yeah, I know.
That was really weird. All right, so anyway.
Was that a biff?
No, it wasn't a biff. Nobody biffed. So anyhow, the Napa County Sheriff's Office arrested Kent Dixon Saturday morning on suspicion of attempted murder, elder abuse, and assault with a deadly weapon. Listen to how this story played out. A 61-year-old homeowner had stepped outside his house after the power went out and he encountered Dixon on his property. Some sort of argument and physical altercation ensued in which Dixon allegedly stabbed the homeowner in the back. The homeowner then reportedly pulled the knife out of his own back and stabbed Dixon with it in the torso and then used the knife to subdue him until authorities arrived.
That's totally Batman.
Took the knife out of his back and
That's
used
amazing.
it on the guy. Yeah, both men suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
Amazing.
It's unclear what Dixon was doing in the county or if he was responsible for cutting the power line to the homeowner's house. As of Saturday afternoon, Dixon was being held. Plus, the one guy was 61, the other dude was 33, and he managed to pull the knife out of his back and turn it on him. Wow. All right, in Pennsylvania, North Cumberland County, animal experts are warning people after thousands of minks were released from a fur farm.
Minks!
Yes. According to state police, in the early hours of Sunday morning, someone broke into a mink farm. Whoever broke in, cut holes in the fencing and opened up all the cages, and approximately 7,000 minks escaped the facility.
They're very soft.
Yeah.
So now thousands of mink are roaming a section of North Cumberland County.
Is it a lock inside order, or because they'll eat you
Shelter
alive?
in place, yes. All mink released were bred in captivity and may be different from those found in the wild. The mink that escaped are going to be a couple of different colors. You're going to see them in the white color phase, black and brown. And now most of the wild mink are going to be of that brown or tannish color. Some advice about what you should do if you see one. We were told to just stay away. Don't touch it. Don't try to trap it.
Don't even look at it.
Don't try to catch it. They will bite you, and they can potentially hurt you. We want to make sure that the public is safe. These mink could pose a threat to other animals as well. As
See
far
a
as
whole herd of mink thundering across the prairie.
As far as who broke into the mink farm and operated all the opened up all the cages, that's under investigation by state police. They kind of look like ferrets.
They do, very much so. What was the intent? Where were they going to end up, these mink?
I would imagine as coats and maybe food or
maybe some animal organization.
I don't know what. I assume, an animal rights organization probably did this, so who knows. A Kansas youth pastor is accused of trying to kill his wife and 5 children.
You're a bad youth pastor.
In their home before allegedly attempting to set the home on fire.
I got to be honest, you're not good at this.
I don't think this is your line of work, sir. Matthew Richards
You should work with mink.
Charged with 5 counts of attempted premeditated first-degree murder. His 5 children, including a 19-year-old and 4 juveniles, and his wife all sustained laceration injuries of varying degrees.
I think you should read the Bible again.
Police and firefighters responded to the reports of a disturbance and a fire at the pastor's home at 3:47 a.m. Firefighters located a blaze in the basement of the house and quickly extinguished it.
Wow.
They transported all 5 victims and Richards to the hospital for treatment. Richards' biography on the Crossroads Christian Church website states that he's just a big kid who loves teaching little kids about Jesus.
And arson.
He and his family have 3 rules, apparently. 1, love God. 2, love people. And 3, love sports. Maybe they one of the kids didn't love sports. And
Right.
Just had it.
I'm going to have to kill you.
Crossroads Church senior pastor Kurt Witten issued a statement saying that the church was, quote, aware of the situation involving the children's pastor, Matt Richards.
By the way, my 4th rule is all the first 3 are optional.
They said, we are gathering more information. We'll have a full statement at a later time. Richards is being held on a $5 million bond, by the way. All right, and then finally we will end with this. A face-pulling champion has won the World Gurning Championship for a record-breaking 18th time. Wow. Tommy Mattinson stormed to victory in the men's category as he broke the world record for winning the centuries-old contest the most times. You know this is centuries old?
Centuries old.
The event, which sees contestants pull grotesque faces while wearing horse collars.
Jesus did it.
Is held in the town's market hall and is believed to have first been established in 1267.
That's amazing.
That's how long ago people have been gurning. The experienced gurner also beat top comedians Josh Widcombe and Nish Kumar by winning the competition at the Crab Fair in Egremont, Cumbria.
So I saw some pictures of some of the winners at the gurning competition. I was underwhelmed.
I've seen better.
Yeah.
Kumar and Whitcomb made surprise appearances at the event as they are believed to be touring the UK for a TV show. A typical gurn involves pushing the lower jaw as far forward and up as possible and covering the upper lip with the lower lip. Competitors must wear a large horse collar at the same time as gurning. But the rules are generally accepted to stop there. Mr. Madden said, I'm absolutely chuffed to bits.
I'm chuffed.
It doesn't matter how many times I win it. I want to win it on the night. He said, I put a lot of effort into that. I'm aching. I'm tired, but it was well worth it.
A true champion.
Well, apparently he worked really, really hard at it.
So I think you have an edge on this if you have dentures and you can have them slide up out of your mouth. But I've seen, like, classic, the gurning that we used to celebrate, Preston. The entire face would almost disappear into like a wrinkle.
Yep, a representative from Guinness World Records was on hand to officiate the event. So he's the all-time, he's the GOAT. Go to gurning.
Yeah.
And there
Gurning
you go.
goat.
That is what I have in the bizarre file for you. All right, you got 5 minutes left, little under 5 minutes, to enter the word excellent to WMMR.com or the MMR app, or you can text it at the special short code number 45911. The word is excellent, and that is our Crumb Bum Cash.
Can I try something real quick?
Yes.
I want to see if I fixed this or not. Can you hit this little thingy and see if it worked?
All right, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
We were having a problem with the effects, so here, I'm going to play this. All right, and
93.3.
Okay, I
he fixed it.
I broke it worse.
You broke it worse.
Wait, did you turn it off?
No, I didn't.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So the thing is it would go on and on and on and on and wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And we need to fix that problem.
It's a horrible thing.
And but they're working on it. We're working
on it.
Yep. All right, we're going to take a break. Okay. We're going to come back in a moment. Don't forget our buddy John Brazier's coming by. He's going to have Phil's tickets to give away. And on top of that, we also have tickets for Red Hot Chili Peppers in Hershey Park next week. Text the word secret to 39333 if you want to win those. And, of course, Crumb Bum Cash as well. We'll be back in a sec. Hang out.
There have been issues with stuff like tampons and things of that
Toxic
nature.
shock.
Toxic shock and all those sort of situations.
Although
this would seem to be, to me, it actually would seem fairly easy. I was watching the demo video. She sort of rolls it up, and which allows for you to place it where it needs to be. And then once you let go of it, it expands to what you need it to be.
Right. I'm still worried about putting it in place.
No. By the way, so do they have different sizes of them? Do you know?
Well, so I didn't know this.
You said you're using the Joe Namath brand.
No, stop it. God, jeez, Steve.
Where did you come up with that?
Hi, I'm Joe Namath. I'm not a woman, and I don't even pretend I know what goes on down there.
Preston, I think there are sizes. I'm looking now here. It says mini, size 1, and size 2, and then you can click the size.
So for the ad campaign, this would be for the regular size.
Yeah, a couple.
And the mini would be
couple.
There you go.
Oh, it actually
a couplet.
It actually goes by the sizes are based on your age, because I guess your flow changes as you age. So if you're 30 or older, so that wouldn't be me. That's a size 2.
Oh, so
under 30 is size 1, and then the mini are for first time users.
We're watching the again.
Couple.
So this seems. So, Kathy, the little nubby at the end that one would use to extract would seem to be about kind of the similar purpose of the string.
Right. So what you're looking at right now, that's similar to what my friend uses, but the one that I got from Target, the little nubby is kind of long. So that's why I don't know if it's comfortable.
To paint the picture, gentlemen, if I will. The cup itself looks like the front end of a World War II bomb that you would see dropped.
Right.
In
exactly.
An old video footage of World War II. So anyhow, but it's also got a little spire that sticks out from it.
Sort of an extended nipple.
A little handle, a little extended nipple, like a very lengthy nipple, if you will.
Right.
And that is what, now we're looking at some that actually have a ring on them. I guess these are reusable ones, Kathy.
Oh,
those are party
disposable?
ones.
No, they're reusable. You wash them.
Which is why it's environmentally better. Okay.
And it seems to be of a very malleable polyurethane sort of thing. I do see the merit in this on one level. I think it might be a way I would go. So let me ask you one thing, and again, not to be... and then
no, at this point, go ahead.
She's showing to me that they do have the Joe Namath brand on Amazon. That with the tampon, you are also... sort of cleaning the area when you extract. Can you extract this?
Oh, wait, what do you mean? Like cleaning, as in you think taking the tampon out is cleaning?
It does it?
Cotton swab.
Okay, I don't know.
No, because
I only wipe my butt.
No, think about it. It's like it's saturated, so not so much.
No,
You're not
okay.
really
That makes sense. I was just curious if that served a purpose that I was unaware of.
On this cup, to describe that little tip again, if you were a guy and you have one of these hands, you would take your finger and flick it and go and make that noise.
Now I know you're okay.
I have to say, Kathy, I think this actually, as Nick started again, and I agreed with his perception, this seemed like something you'd be opposed to. Now that I hear it explained, it seems actually more cleanly.
Right?
Just the extraction process seems like it would be difficult because you're talking about something that's not plugged, it's not saturated into something. It's in a cup.
Exactly.
And you got to pull that cup out, and there could be spillage.
It's like playing a game of Operation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
But
like that.
Will your nose light up if you hit the edges of your...
But you want to do it in the shower, right?
I think
in the shower, of course.
I think the shower is a good idea.
You
Now,
wouldn't do it while standing on the console here in the studio, right?
I think I'm not going to go that far.
But if you were at work and you didn't obviously have the shower, would you then have two cups, like take one out, put the other one in? Because... listen, I don't know how these things work, but like if you took it out and then you had to like clean it in the sink,
right?
You couldn't do that because you're still expelling things,
That's
right?
true. But I think also the point of this is you can go much longer than a tampon. So you're not going. You can go to work for the day and then come home and change.
And if you have three of them at work, you could set up like a little 3-card Monte game with a little ball underneath one of the cups. Ooh, watch the ball. Which one has the ball?
Two more and you have a flight.
That too, yeah.
I'll have a flight of menstrual fluid. Hey, Kathy, what does an ablation do? Because I hear like some women after having babies will have an ablation to help with the flow.
Jerry Lewis invented that, right?
Case, I'm not exactly sure, but my guess is that it helps with because your flow gets heavier.
Okay.
I think a lot of times as you age.
All right. Calls from ladies who either approve or disapprove.
I want to hear.
Let's go to Rebecca. First of all, hi, Rebecca. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, that was well done, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca, what's up?
So I have been a cup wearer for many years. I actually started with the disposable soft cups, which are really easy to use, and you can actually wear them during sex.
All right, so let me just ask again, as a completely ignorant to this. So they make them in both disposable and reusable.
Yeah, so the disposable ones I just kind of wanted to start out with to try them out, but they do also work for 12 hours, so like you get that long-term use out of them.
Okay.
Versus a tampon, you know?
Yeah. And you prefer it?
I absolutely do. So it's super easy to use. There is, so the new one that I use, the Diva Cup, there is like a suction that forms to prevent it from leaking. So I typically change in the shower.
Now,
you have to,
am I reading correctly that it says here on what you were going to comment on that you can have sex while you have it in?
absolutely. So there's another one that I got. I haven't tried yet, but it's similar to the soft cup. It doesn't have that little nub. So it's kind of more like a saucer, and it does not leak when you're having sex, and it doesn't poke anything that's poking in you.
Okay, and again, we're trying to slalom this because listen, there is so much.
Thank you, Rebecca.
We get away with as guys with not having to operate all this additional plumbing and concern and so on and so forth. So I would endeavor in every way to make it easier to to use. So
Listen.
I completely. My heart and my accolades go to anyone who is attempting to juggle that kind of stuff.
Rochelle has had difficulty with it her entire life.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so it's not easy for her.
No.
Every single time.
Yeah.
So she's got some above and beyond issues.
And it can be
it's very tough. And I feel horrible for her every time that it happens. And it's just she's been going to doctors for years to try and figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
And they can't figure it out.
And you know that here no pun. It's like the clock is ticking to your next encounter with it, and
it's coming no matter what. Yeah.
So my friend who uses it just texted me, and she said, "No way, I would not have sex with it."
Okay. Well, I guess she said there's a different kind that's like a saucer. So
Okay.
What does it say as far as the under the Joe Namath specs there?
But wait, I read about putting it in place, but there's also you can read about removing it, and the first step is wash your hands. The second step is relax.
Okay.
It's a picture of Joe Namath holding a football guard bracelet with my cup, go deep.
Yeah, a couple.
Hi, I'm Broadway Joe. Oh, my God.
Now, I'm not saying I know a lot about lady parts, but I do know.
All right, let me go to Kelly. Hey there, Kelly.
Good morning, it.
Good morning, Kelly. What's up?
I love this conversation so much. I've been encouraging my friends to switch for months now.
Okay, and are you being met with deaf ears, or are they opening up about it?
So I think they have the same concerns as Kathy with, inserting, removing, and then how much it holds, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so much better than tampons.
Well,
many people
it
say
does
that,
make sense.
And once you go to it, you're never going to go back. Like when people who switch, they are committed to it.
Kelly, how long ago did you make the switch?
So I'm actually pretty new to it. I just switched over the summer.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually pregnant now, so it's not like I need it.
Oh, so you don't need it right now.
Can I ask you also, so in the course of an average day, and Kathy, please feel free to chime in, I should say, how often would one normally replace a tampon during the course of a day?
Oh my God.
Go ahead, Kelly, depending on, I assume, what you're used to emitting.
And which day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say at least 5 to 6.
So
right?
5 to 6. So you could get away with this for like 12 hours?
That's what they
Oh,
say.
yeah. I only use it 2 to 3. I probably switch it out 2 to 3 times a day.
Oh, I'd be in. I'd be in.
That would be
to avoid doing that 5-6 times a day to just doing one shot.
Oh my God! Yeah,
totally.
And
I'm
Kelly,
going to do it now.
Yeah.
Kelly, when you remove it, you wash it and then put the same one back in?
Yeah. So I just rinse it out. You boil it. You're supposed to boil it once.
Stick them in a
during
stew.
the cycle. So it's usually
Once during the
exactly.
cycle. Okay. Nice. And Kathy, we can buy you these as gifts and stuff, like different colors and things like that.
We can get you one that says "World's Best Boss."
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to get a menstrual cup in the mail now.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, my God.
Listen, we have loads of people on the line that want to talk about this. But we have to take a break. Can I go to one more?
Yeah, I would like. Yeah, we need to
let me go to
revisit
Rachel.
this.
Hi, Rachel. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, what's up, Rach?
Using the cup, Gadzooks. I've been using the cup for a while. I'm on my third one.
Okay.
You're supposed to throw them out about every 2 years, or a little less. But, there's a measuring tool on the inside. So, Kathy, you could actually measure how much you are letting go.
Okay.
Got it.
Oh, okay. So as you pull it out, it's got little notches on the side of it that tells you how much. Okay.
On the inside, it actually says quarter ounce, half ounce.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So it's
like a jigger. It's
exactly. Yeah. On the rocks, please.
Right.
I'm a big fan. Good luck. I love it.
All right, Rachel.
Thank you,
Thanks for the
Rachel.
heads up.
That's what, anybody who uses them, that's what they say. You're never going to go back once
Listen,
you get it down.
Reducing the amount of times you have to swap it out.
Yep.
It appears to be less detrimental to the environment. Also, it appears to be just in general more hygienic.
Nick, did you see any negatives on the text board? Because I didn't see any, and I didn't see any negative calls either.
No, I mean just people who are eating their breakfast.
Well, yeah, I mean that's yes.
Right.
Yeah,
of course.
But I'd say for half the audience, this is a really relatable topic.
All right.
Most definitely.
Nice.
Okay, and those of us who are married are probably concerned about our ladies as well about that whole thing. So,
if you haven't, yes.
I would like to applaud Kathy Romano for being so forthcoming.
No pun intended.
No pun intended with her personal life.
I will let you know how it goes.
Please keep us updated. Let's start posting your flow chart.
Okay.
And let's add Joe Namath and see if you can get an endorsement.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I play golf, I will get something stuck in my head. Either it's a song or something somebody said. And because you're spending a lot of time, walking and your mind is free to just think. And these things pop in my head and they will play for 4 hours over in my head. Yesterday, I had the weirdest one.
Yeah.
And it made me realize that I think I would have been a good husband to Kathy.
To Kathy?
No, you would not have.
I'll explain.
All right.
So all that was going through my head yesterday.
Traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
Thank you, Kathy, and thank you to whoever created this picture that we're looking at now. It's a photo shoot and logo for the Rambo and Presbo show.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Rambo
coming
and
to
Presbo.
A&E.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're doing
a talk show.
A talk show on TV on
Absolutely.
A&E.
Yeah, you're both very photogenic.
Excellent.
I like that the picture used is from Rambo, the movie where he's right. He's got the it looks like he's holding the rudder for the riverboat.
Right.
He was piloting.
It does look like that. I have to thank Pierre for Presbo.
Yeah.
because it has stuck.
It is a wonderful
And
nickname.
It started off when Pierre would joke that I was his hunting buddy.
Yeah.
And he called me Presbo, and we always do it Presbo like that. I get it all the time. Wherever I am and people recognize, I will just hear Presbo or something.
I want what you've got, Presbo.
A nickname.
Carrot cake.
The carrot cake, too. So, but that was all Pierre Robert's creation, but it has stuck.
I love it.
There was a guy who played for the Phillies in the 80s. His name was Glenn Wilson. And Glenn was a good-looking dude, a relatively good-looking, and he looked good with the shirt off. He was cut. And this was Steve at the height of Rambo, right?
Right.
So the Phillies were not very good in that era. This was like post 86. I think it was the last year that they had a winning series, and they needed something to market. So they did this. Actually, Brazier can probably talk about it when he gets here a little later this morning. They did this photo with Glenn Wilson, mostly with his shirt off, dressed up kind of like Rambo, and then he was glistening. Here it is.
Oh, my God.
The ad campaign was, "Come see Glenbo." So Glenn Wilson became Rambo, but it was Glenbo. And
This looks like a flyer for a bathhouse.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It was just
this
awful.
Looks bad.
Oh, that poor guy.
And this was the best idea they had that season. This was going to sell tickets. So,
and he's wearing like bandoliers that have baseballs on them, these cross leather straps, and he's got baseball bat hanging off his back as if it was a samurai sword or something like that. Oh, that poor guy. Wonder what he's up to today.
Yeah.
Glenbo. Hey, Glenbo.
Glenbo.
Wow.
Probably got Brazier pictures all over his wall.
Wow.
One day I'm going to get him.
All right. Well, listen, friends, there's a lot of stuff running through my mind.
Oh, my God.
We need to open up my brain and dive into the stream of consciousness, nerds, this morning and share with you whatever is coming out of my head today. We'll start with this article that concedes that your best shot, ladies, finding a true man, if you're interested in a man, and I guess this could go the same way for if you're looking for a same-sex partner, but go for the nerd. This is according to soon-to-be-married podcaster Isabel Brown. She's from Florida.
Go for the nerd.
Yep, and she is in a trending TikTok bulletin with over 5.3 million views. She finds that nerds make the best husbands.
And apparently, according to Revenge of the nerds are really good at oral.
Yes.
Yeah.
We do learn that in that scene.
And it's basically statutory rape.
Yeah,
in that movie scene.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
absolutely.
Brown, who's engaged to be married, began her virtual advertisement with a stitched video from a separate TikTok user asking how other women have been able to successfully score a loving man who satisfies all of their needs. And she went on to shame society for failing to celebrate nerds.
I'm in love with the nerd.
She said, it honestly blows my mind how we have this entire trope in American literature and movies and TV shows about the nerdy girl who gets the glow up when she grows up, and then she ends up with, the hunky guy.
Right.
She said, but we don't see
Countless rom-coms.
She said, we don't see that for nerdy men, though.
No, we don't.
And then she listed the top 3 most selling traits that make anti-jocks choice grooms.
The only time you've seen it is Grease 2. Right? He's kind of a nerdy, bookish dude who creates this faux character.
Yeah. Then you have the
cool
other
writer.
Yeah, the other side of things, though, which you get the chubby, not a classically good-looking guy with the stunningly gorgeous wife. That happens pretty regular. Kevin James, an example.
King of Queens, yeah.
So, but this is what she says. These are the 3 most telling traits that make anti-jocks choice grooms. So she said, hear me loud and clear. If he owns a lightsaber, it's a green flag.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh, green flag. Okay.
If he has purchased a wand from the wizarding world of Harry Potter, greenest flag possible.
2 for 2.
That's 2
I've
for
got
2.
3 wands.
I have a wand as well.
And a lightsaber.
And if he has an unhealthy obsession with Ashoka Tano,
oh boy,
you better run to the altar, she said. Bonus points to the dweeb who's also obsessed with Monopoly.
All right, well,
I'm out.
I'm
Steve's
nailing
out
it.
on that.
I'm out.
You don't have to have all of them.
I'm a loose cannon.
Yeah, I'm not into anime, so I wouldn't fall in that category.
Anime's Ahsoka is not anime. That's the Star Wars show.
Oh, it is. I thought that was. I thought that was anime.
Yeah, you're failing here, big time, Preston.
Okay,
I'm a nerd.
All right, count me out altogether.
I finished up Ahsoka last night. I actually started it and finished. Well, I mean, it's not over, but
Nothing's over.
Nothing is over.
You got caught up.
I got caught up is what I meant to say.
Nothing is over.
She insisted by saying those little underestimated need boys grow up to be the men who see what's inside. And apparently a lot of people online agreed.
They're all pink on the inside.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess they probably agreed on that.
Is nerd even an insult anymore?
It used to be.
I think
No.
Yeah.
Now it's like cool.
Yeah.
Nerd culture is huge.
For me, it's a term of endearment. Hey, what's up, nerds? You know, I mean that in the nicest possible way.
A relationship guru known digitally as your divorce survival guide explained why he and other dorks make top-tier partners. They said nerds are the ones that were always on the outside looking in, seeing all the jocks and so-called hot guys get selected, and watching those beautiful girls they've always been attracted to are her dogged and crapped on, and thinking, gosh, I wouldn't do that if I wouldn't do any of that stuff to women, and you get to learn what not to do in relationships.
So they're saying the nerd is cultivated a little bit more, sees the wrong that the more jockish, the louts, and they stay away from that.
But not everyone is a fan of the goofy guy make good husband theory. A confessed nerd named Justin said nabbing a dorky dude could backfire. He said some whole have no interest in nerdy topics themselves.
Some whole?
That's what it says. WHOLE.
Okay.
They have no motivation to relate, and they have no motivation to be a part of it.
No, that's true.
So that loses any interest for me, he says.
Sometimes it's all about the lightsaber.
And it depends, I would imagine, on how nerdy we are talking about.
Yeah. And you know what we're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the nerds who aren't actually nerds but call themselves nerds.
Yeah, it's going to be easier for them to probably.
I've got a lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
it's
then
in my Porsche.
But then you've got the very socially awkward uber nerd.
What used to be considered the nerd. Yeah.
Who's probably that whole thing.
That won't be a good husband.
Well, you never know. But I mean, what I'm saying is the more attractive gal would probably be less than
I think so.
Anxious to give somebody like that a shot.
I mean, so
unfortunately,
I've been into nerd stuff all my life, but of course, you know, it wasn't. I wasn't at that level,
right?
I mean, but my wife she certainly will joke about the stuff that I'm into. I mean, you know, when Preston, earlier you said, what was I making a sound about? And I was like, well, this Godzilla I was planning on purchasing is clearly much smaller than they were advertising, and I don't think I'm going to go through with it.
Steve is sitting there and just goes, like that. I go, what are you about? I said, this is Godzilla statue.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not going to get it.
I mean,
because I'm a discerning Godzilla purchaser.
I have, and recently have been just completely looked over. Been standing next to an attractive man, and then a woman enters the conversation, and it's like I didn't even exist. I was with my friend Bob, and we were talking to this late. We did this mile swim in Avalon,
right?
And we're talking to this woman, and I mean, I
wasn't talking to you,
Steve. She almost, it was like she stepped in front of me and completely cut me out of the conversation.
She take her hand and put it on your face.
I was like, yes. I mean, it was just like that. And I was like, wow, this is, and then I was like, this is really, really funny to watch. And within, I would say 30 seconds of the conversation, she let Bob know where she lives. And then, and that she's there alone a lot. And I was like, oh, wow. And then she walked away. I was like, Bob, does that happen to you a lot? He's like, yeah,
It's like Dwayne Johnson and with
Central Intelligence,
Central Intelligence in the bar. Yeah. That must happen all the time.
So we'll see, but be open. Open to trying out maybe a personality you're not naturally feeling attracted to. You may find some, the
ladies cruise the Dungeons and Dragons match at the comic book store.
You could do that. All right, let me.
My mind is a raging torrent, flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
That's some intense thinking you got going on there.
Stream of consciousness nerve.
The stream of consciousness nerve.
All right, this is interesting. There's apparently a list of secret category codes that you can use on Netflix to access some genres and subgenres that you've never been suggested before.
This is pretty cool. I haven't tried it yet, but they've got some pretty cool subgenres.
So Netflix always seems to recommend similar movies and TV shows, even when you're in the mood to dig for something different. But simply, their algorithm works in a very similar way to, TikTok and all the other ones. It collects information about the type of content you like and don't like and then recommends you more similar options. But it might throw you a curveball here and there. For the most part, it's an attempt to promote one of their new shows.
Yep.
But as confirmed by Tudum, which is the official companion site to Netflix.
No, it's Tudum.
Oh,
Tudum.
that's what that calls it.
Yeah.
Okay. The mysterious list of category codes dates back to the earliest days of the company when it was still in its DVDs only phase. So rumor has it a very dedicated fan scraped the genre tree for all the codes and shared the list online. From there, other individuals have helped update the list with the thousands more that have been added since. And I'm going to give you some examples, and we have the full list at PrestonandSteve.com because there's too many to go through.
Yeah.
So in case you're curious as to how some of these more recent categories are created, it appears that Netflix team will draw inspiration from anything and everything. For example, when Pete Davidson rapped about wanting to watch short-ass movies on Saturday Night Live in 2022, the streaming giant responded with a collection of the same name. So they created a little genre of that.
Short-ass movies.
Before you head down the rabbit hole, however, it should be noted that users wanting to explore these collections can only do so through the browser, through your web browser. So you start by typing in netflix.com/browse/genre/ and then you add the specific ID code at the end of the URL. And this automatically directs you to one of Netflix's many subfolders for every subgenre on the TV and cinema world, no matter how bizarre.
So when you get the title this way, you can then port it over to your app on the TV, right?
I don't think so.
You literally have to watch it on your laptop?
I believe so.
I'm not down with that.
No.
They can only, it says to explore these collections, you can only do it through your web browser.
Casey, I know you started watching Suits not that long ago. I am not watching anything on Netflix right now, and it's one of those ones where I've navigated away from it. I'm sure that there are plenty of good things to watch, but I'm on all the other streamers at this point. I'm not watching a damn show on Netflix.
Steve, what you can do though is if you go through on your browser, and you highlight these movies. You can start watching them there. It's going to stay in your account, and then you can go over to your TV and go to the continue watching.
So that's what I would do. Yeah. So you can start just at the opening and then
you
port
do
it.
that?
Yeah.
But I mean, I was wondering if you were to do it, in other words, to discover the title that may not present immediately, or you're unaware that it exists. You can't just jump over to the app on your TV and enter that title into the search and suddenly find it in there. You can't do that.
The genre. Probably not. Because it has to have a code.
No, I know what you're saying.
In order to go to that folder.
I got you.
Okay,
all the
but say you're scrolling through, right? You don't start watching it. It doesn't go in your watch list. You just find it. Can't you just go to Netflix on your TV and look for that show?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, if you know it's
This
there.
is just allowing you to browse.
You can browse on your...
I'll give you the example.
Yeah.
So let's say action and adventure. So there are codes for action and adventure. If you want Asian action movies, you type in the number 77232, and they're all going to come up.
Asian action adventure.
Yeah. Classic action and adventure is 46576. Action comedies are 43040. So if you have the number, it's going to put up everything that's in that genre for you.
Everything in their inventory.
Yes, correct.
I like that.
And there are codes for animated productions, codes for family entertainment, codes for comedies, codes for classics. There's just all these
porn.
All these. I don't know if cuck porn is on there or not, but you can certainly search for it.
They're all, the most of Netflix goes is a hard R, right? There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's.
I don't even know if I don't think they do like softcore or anything.
Right,
like that. Not that I know of anyway. But so for your convenience, it sounds more involved than it is. But if you go to PrestonandSteve.com, we have the full list of all the genres. And you can just go on your web browser, pull that up, and start searching around, and it'll be an easy way to maybe find some titles you weren't familiar with that fall under those genres.
I was talking about this with a friend, and I don't watch any primetime network television.
Oh, I haven't done
at all.
No,
and haven't in a couple of years now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll catch something here and there, but there's no regular series. And if it is, I will wait and watch it on its streaming counterpart.
Right.
And so it's amazing because that used to dominate, you know. And I mean, I stay up on everything, but I do not watch it that way anymore.
So Yellowstone, which has been out forever and ever and ever, and was a streaming show, now because it's so successful, like CBS is like, watch it on CBS, and they're putting it into their primetime schedule. I don't know if they did it at like at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, but Kath, you watch it. A lot of that stuff is not okay for. I mean, there's like full on nudity and cursing, and
you know what's funny? There are obvious commercial breaks in The Bear.
Yeah,
it's like, how are you going to get that?
Yeah,
the F quotient on The Bear is off the charts.
Yeah.
How are you going to get that on regular TV?
Maybe they just wanted that to feel like, it has a separate acts.
It's possible.
I'm not really sure. So, but anyway, go to PrestonandSteve.com if you want to see.
My mind is a raging torrent.
That full list.
Flooded with rivulets of thought, cascading into a waterfall of creative alternatives.
The stream of consciousness.
All right, Kathy, I'm very interested in your reaction to this story.
Okay.
It's a fashion-related story.
All right.
And it draws on the fact that coming back into style are jorts.
Jorts.
Okay.
I don't know.
So just longer denim shorts, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They are the longer pair of shorts that sit below the knee or just above and can also be baggy.
I had a brief jorts period. I think when they first
I had a long
came
jorts
out.
period.
Yeah.
They were comfortable. They were easy. You didn't have to wash them that much.
Yeah.
And they were in style at the time. So I found them. I don't look back embarrassingly on jorts at all.
Don't look back in anger.
Everybody was wearing them.
I think it's like a play off of the cargo pants. So like the cargo pants are coming back in style.
Now you're
women.
talking Matt Cord.
I'm wearing cargo pants right now.
At least for women. And so like the bigger, baggier pants.
Shorts. Sorry.
And then it's a play off of that, and now it's the shorts too.
So all right. So but jean shorts, the classic jean shorts, the jorts. Are back in style.
I was never a jorts guy because I was never a jeans guy.
Right.
You hate jeans.
I was a jeans dude.
I am, Kathy, in the market for what I call fashion jeans. I need to get some because the jeans.
What's the fashion jeans?
So you can wear it on the runway.
Well, something that
is acceptable in a smart casual scenario.
Yeah, but I don't want like
in a Right Said Fred video.
I don't want Levi's, so I was thinking about going to like an American Eagle or an Abercrombie or
but you
something
don't
like that.
Jeans. Why are you buying jeans?
Well, because I think the material's gotten a little they're a little bit more stretchier these days. So I need something that that kind of tapers at the cuff a little bit more because the jeans that I have now are like they're almost like they're boot cut, so they're like bell bottomy.
There's a company called I think it's somebody turned me on to it. It's called the most comfortable jeans in the world company or whatever.
Yes.
They really are. They're awesome. I mean, I thought I didn't want like yoga pants. I wanted something that was actually jeans, but they were comfortable.
Yes.
And I think that's the name of them, but they're really good.
I feel like the podcasters are all advertising those.
Oh, yeah?
All
right.
Yeah.
If you haven't bought jeans in a while, Case, they do now have the waistband that kind of stretches a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Yeah, they've made that for a while now, and their jeans are much more comfortable.
Good for the first trimester.
Yeah.
But I'm with you.
I feel like you're gonna be in a constant search for jeans that work for you, and it's not gonna happen. Like they're not comfortable to you. I understand what you guys are saying. Like with there's stretch. They've always been there. You just have to find them.
All right.
But you're not. I think that you could still get that look, not jeans, but like a little more put together casual look in other pants.
You don't want something that's going to crush your huge hog.
Yeah. Right. No, but I need jeans specifically, and so I wear like Adidas pants all the time. We're almost getting to pants season, and I was just told by somebody down the hall that I'm not allowed to wear Adidas pants and Nike sneakers. So I'm like,
oh,
come on.
What do you care if somebody down the hall thinks?
Well,
because they're the sports station.
Yeah, there's a sports station, but I have these new like fashion sneakers. I got some Nike Dunks. I got some Air Jordans.
Can I tell you
and
something?
I can't wear those with Adidas pants.
You're beautiful, no matter what they say.
Yeah.
Beautiful just the way you are.
Well, what do you think, Kath? If I showed up with Adidas pants,
Well, this is what's funny is Jace had picture day the other day, and so I picked out his outfit just to make sure he looked a little bit, nice for his picture. And I laid out Under Armour shirt and pants, and then I just pulled socks out of his drawer, and they were Nike, and then he had on, and then I pulled out his Jordans that he wears, and I was like, I looked at it, I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I was like, I don't know if this, for me, I would.
You had second thoughts.
Well, I would be okay with it, but I didn't know if that's a no-no for the kids in school, and they would have looked at him and been like, oh, nice Nike socks with your Under Armour shirt. I wasn't sure, so I changed the socks to Under Armour. But I left the Jordans.
I wear basketball shorts a lot.
Yeah.
I like that cut. And now that I become winter shorts guy, those are I think they're kind of on the way to pants without being so presumptuous as to say they are pants, but yet they're playful enough to be considered shorts. Are they still legit basketball shorts?
You're just wearing like workout shorts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
They're
going to go to
fine,
the
all
gym, you're good.
All right. And what if I'm going to work or a business?
Well, no, but you go to the gym after work, right?
I do, yeah.
All right, so
I work out of.
all right, so Joe Holden from CBS says, "Waste no time. Express jeans."
Express jeans.
What does that mean?
The store Express.
Isn't that for girls?
No, they have a whole men's section.
Oh, I see. I thought Express was a women's store. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to Express now.
Okay.
I think Joe probably knows his jeans.
Dude, he's
known as the jeans reporter.
He's known as a jeans reporter. He's a Delco guy, so,
I think that's his slogan.
Yeah.
The jeans guy.
No, Joe knows jeans.
Yeah.
Well, so Pierre is a big Lee jeans guy or Levi's?
Levi.
Levi.
Pierre
Okay.
is religious about it, so much so that it's obnoxious.
All right, so
Nick's actually punched him over it.
You have? That's not.
Shut up about the Levi's.
No, Pierre is very. There's one pair of jeans that every person should have, and they should never have any other type of.
But
jeans.
I feel like Levi's are too rugged. I need them to feel a little bit thinner.
They have no stretch.
I will tell you this.
Right.
Sometimes that's what you want. Sometimes you want some, I'm going to go out and plow the lower 40 in my jeans.
All right, Casey, my friend Matt says that you should get Extreme Motion jeans, and that's a Lee brand, and they would be very comfortable for you.
All right, my wife says American Eagle Fit Flex jeans. Those are the khakis.
How about Ruben Studdard brand?
Okay.
So American Eagle, for like a long time, at least in women's denim, was known for the stretch in their jeans. Like everyone was going there to get it. So maybe
I
they
worked
have
at
it for
American
men.
Eagle, and
Right now?
Well, when I was in college, I worked at American Eagle, and I got jeans from American Eagle. Those were the ones that I felt most comfortable in. But the durability sucked on those.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the crotch would like walk. What's the
Hill.
word?
Fray?
Yeah, but like just I guess the friction
Agitate
from
your huge
walking,
hog.
and the crotch would get holes in it, and my huge dong would just fall out.
You can't have
You
that.
can't. No,
It's
you get in trouble.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
You and Jackie.
Yeah.
You should have Jackie take you pants
Yeah, we'll go
shopping.
to Deb.
Yeah, I need some jeans where his dong can fall
We'll go to
out.
Forever 21 and Deb.
Yeah, I want to go to Sam on the phones here. Hi, Sam. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, so the other day, my wife asked me, do I look fat in these jeans?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, promise not to be mad, whatever I say. She said, okay. So I said, I banged your sister.
There we go.
Thank you, Sam. Well done. Thank you. Well done.
Hang on. Can we give him something?
Yeah, give him something.
God.
What do we give him? Case of beer or something?
I got, you know what? No, just for that one, I'm going to give him Barbie on digital.
All right. How about that, Sam? Ooh.
Margot Robbie brings
Hang on.
Barbie to life with Ryan Gosling and an all-star cast. You can own it on digital now.
All right, I like
You can
that
watch
one.
it with your wife's sister.
If you're just tuning in, we found out that jorts are coming back into fashion, and got us on the subject of buying Casey some jeans. So we have Steve on the phone now. Hi, Steve. Good morning.
It's Dave.
Hey, Steve.
Where's
Hey,
Steve at?
Hey, Dave. What's going on?
How's it going? Listen, Casey, you got to try something. I found them a couple years ago. Levi's signature brand Flex Fit.
Yeah,
Flex Fit.
Best freaking jeans you'll ever wear.
Levi's signature Flex Fit.
Yeah, you can find them online on Amazon. They're usually in Walmart. Yeah, they're not very expensive, but let me tell you something. You know, they got the boot cut, they got the regular cut. You know, they're the best jeans I've ever worn. They're the most comfortable jeans because I'm a pretty plump guy like you.
Wow. He's actually
working on it.
Casey's
No,
I'm just fat.
I've got an effed up body like you.
Yeah.
Delco forever.
Yeah,
thank you, Steve.
I'm just very, very top heavy.
No, Casey's lost a lot of weight.
Plump like
you have. So you're looking. Would you? You would never. I remember you had a brief skinny jeans period, Preston.
I was wearing jeans that were tighter. Yeah,
Right.
I didn't do the full-on skinny
Did you
jeans.
like them?
But absolutely, they're a little too form-fitting.
Yeah.
I still have a pair that's pretty tight, but they look nice. I mean, they fit really well. But Casey, it's been a long, long time since you've bought jeans.
Yeah.
I think you're going to find it easier now to get what you're looking for.
Yeah, and I can't do the skinny stuff because my thighs are too plump.
And
my I almost said C. And my dong is just gigantic.
I would.
What's a funnier word?
Can we call it a hog?
Yeah. Dong or hog? Yeah, hog is better.
Yeah, my hog is just gigantic. But no, I got like really like big thighs, so I can't go too skinny.
Yeah, and then the thighs help protect your huge hog.
Yeah.
By the way, reading this article about jorts, what I didn't know about this author said jorts were a middle finger to the miniskirt trend that was around at that time. So if you wanted to look for an alternative, you covered your stems instead.
Who wants to give a middle finger to the miniskirt?
She said, though, that they really are just so ugly and they are upsetting everyone. A friend recently revealed to me that she'd found her teenage daughter had turned to the unthinkable. No, not drugs or tacky lower back tattoo. Much worse, she had started wearing jorts. Mm-hmm. The celebrities that are wearing them now are like models Gigi Hadid and Emrata. Emrata.
Yes.
So,
did you like your jean shorts?
Actually, I have a Gigi Hadid story to follow that up with here in a second.
Did you like your jean shorts?
Emrata is that Ratajkowski lady?
I'm sorry.
Oh, Emily?
Emrata is that Emily Ratajkowski lady?
Is that her brand?
Oh, that's what they call her?
Yeah.
Emrata?
Knock it off.
That's her Instagram handle is Emrata.
Emrata. All right.
And I'm not a fan of hers.
So she is. She's wearing jorts from time to time. So I guess that's part of them.
Do with that what you will.
Are the overly ripped up jeans still a thing these days?
I think that they are headed out. I think like the more traditional denim is coming back.
There was always a big controversy over the actual jeans that were worn by sheer time and wear and tear, and then the prefab, which were considered sort of a no-no.
Yeah.
There were two camps. It was like the Jets and the Sharks.
Yeah, no, I was. That was back in the late '80s because we were in my band. That was a big thing. Where how your jeans could you had to let them naturally fray like that. But however, if you took a razor blade and cut it in some spots, it would slowly start to fray on its own. So you could kind of kickstart it a little bit.
Well, I don't think that's bad. If you wanted to help massage it along, but you couldn't get it's like a concert shirt from a concert event that's brand new and you weren't at the concert event and you wear it as if you were. You're a piece of crap.
Kathy, what color do I go for? Like a darker?
No.
Okay.
You need to go for a traditional denim color because you're not a jeans person. So you're not buying lighter, you're not buying darker, you're not buying several pairs for each situation. So just buy
all purpose?
The regular
that standard
color.
kind of light blue?
The standard blue denim, yes.
Okay. So when I go
and be forever in them.
When I go, Kath, I will let you know that I'm going. So you need to be on your phone. So when I send you pictures, is this good? Because I can't be waiting.
You should just send them to Dressing Jane. This is what she does.
This is Queen Bee does
this.
Yes.
I know. I didn't
Queen Bee she's a top level fashion consultant.
The other
she
thing
dresses
is,
Alex Holly.
I don't like other people's styles for me.
You don't think you look good in Alex Holly stuff?
No, but if you put it on and you send her a picture, she will say, yes, no, look for this, look for that. If that's not comfortable for you.
Yeah, why are you not wearing pants?
Put underwear on.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of sharing fashion tips and people being consultants and so on, at the MMRBQ, it had been a while since I'd really even realized this because Jackie Bam Bam was there in his Jackie Bam Bam garb. But all the other stars, the fashion is important to them.
Very much so.
Those things like, bracelets and rings and necklaces and all the tchotchke scarves, all that stuff. They're talking to each other about them. They're commenting to each other. There was a guy in the hallway who is Billy Idol's guitarist, not Steve Stevens, but the rhythm guitarist. The drummer from Aaron Jones was like, man, look at you. You're all iced up, and they were talking about, yeah, both sides, man. He starts flipping over all his bracelets and necklaces. And
my gosh.
This is, they talk about that. They share that stuff. And Rebecca from Larkin Poe had this gigantic shark tooth hanging around her neck and stuff. And I'm like, okay.
And they were sparse compared. They were less done up than the dudes.
It's a big part of, but the one thing I don't get, and I saw the picture of Bam with Billy Idol, are the gigantic rings on every finger.
You can't use your hands.
There was a guy we hadn't seen in ages that was there on the side stage, and I went over to shake his hand, and he had those giant rings on his hand, and it almost cut me, with the damn things. I'm like, I don't get it.
It's like walking around with Hulk hands all day.
Yeah.
Wait, did that picture of Bam and Billy Idol take place at the barbecue?
No, it was earlier in the day. We think it might have been at a hotel or something like that.
Okay.
So, but it wasn't at the.
Let me ask you, in the height of your rockdom, was it kind of daunting to have to do yourself up with all that crap?
Yeah. It took time for sure.
You only did that on stage, though. That's not how you.
No, you're right. Yeah, I didn't walk around all day with stuff like that.
You
but
just wore your underwear to your mother's events.
Every now and then, I was at the airport last time I flew, and there was some dude all done up like Jackie Bam Bam, and I'm like, and I'm looking at him like, you're not a rock star that I know. I just think that's your
style.
thing.
That's your thing.
That's the way you are. Johnny Depp is that way.
Absolutely, it's really.
But driving across the country with Jackie Bam Bam, the amount of people that had to do double, triple, quadruple takes thinking he was a rock star. And when we had dinner in Palm Springs, the one guy, I think he thought he was a rock star. He would not leave. He was a waiter. And he wasn't even our waiter. He would not leave us alone. And Jackie's looking at it. He's like, and Jackie is going, what the hell is this guy's problem?
Well, Jackie has to understand he stands out when he walks into a room.
But when we went to the Rainbow Room, that's where he was in his element.
Yes.
Like every single person in that
They thought he was the valet.
Yeah, everybody in that establishment looked like Jackie, and I was the one out of place.
Love it.
Sorry, there's a call.
What do you say?
There's a call on line 2 that I have never heard of, and I looked it up, and it's amazing and hilarious.
Okay, all right, let me go to Nazi. Nazi, you're on the line. Good morning.
Hey, guys, sorry you're bothering me at work.
Oh, we're sorry.
All right, did I get your name right? Is it Nazi or Nazi?
Nazi.
Nazi, what's up?
I was just calling Casey because I have a friend who's a hockey player, and he's got real thick thighs, and he's round in the back just like you. And he has this pair of jeans that he loves from a company called Gong Show. And there's another company called Muggsy, and
Muggsy, that was the one, and that one, and Fat Ass Jeans, I think somebody recommended that I go to.
I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it now, and Casey, the Gong Show gear.
the Porco line.
Yeah.
The Gong Show gear says men's stretch hockey jeans for the larger hockey ass.
Okay.
This is amazing. It's not for larger people. It's just
dumpyassjeans.com.
Well, in case I'm on fatturd.com.
Thick thighs and a bubble butt.
It's funny. I went to Google the name of the company because I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Gong Show, but I don't want to say it wrong.
No, it is. You're right.
Yeah, I went to go Google it, and there was this whole article that was like, ESPN, hockey butts and jeans just don't mix. We have the fix for you. And there was all this stuff about it, so you're not alone, my friend.
All right, so Gong
Casey,
Show.
I think you need to get these. I'm looking at them. I think you need to try these.
Okay, all right. So we're looking at a picture in the studio, Kathy. I would probably go for the jeans in the middle. Is that the wrong color?
No, that's what she's referring to.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean,
That's a classic jean.
Thanks, Nazi. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, we'll see you.
Yeah, it's a little on the yellowy side. It's not exactly classic, but if you're only getting one pair,
I like the dark blue.
Yeah, I
like the darker blue.
I think the color you're looking for is on disgustingfatprick.com.
Oh, yeah. I go there all the time.
Case, the darker would be a little dressier. So if that's what you're trying to wear them to,
So,
then,
this is my fancy jeans.
then maybe you get the dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dark jeans are technically, you will wear for a more formal looking jean.
You know what? I got a job. I'll buy 2 pairs of jeans.
Here's what you do. You buy them, you bring them in, I'll take them in for you. I got some chalk on my desk.
Well, that's the other thing is my height is not I'm kind of in between.
Take them to a dry cleaner.
Who does that?
What do you? I do it all the time. Have you seen my ass and how tall I am? I have to. Every pair of jeans. Every pair of pants.
To get what done?
To have them tailored. I can't, like, the 99.9% of pants that I buy, I have to have them taken up.
Wow.
Okay.
You
totally
just
look at her ass.
Just to make it fit?
Nah, look at her.
I also am not really a denim person. I don't own a ton.
Yeah.
I'd much rather wear something more comfortable.
Okay. I'm a jeans guy.
I know you
every
are.
day, so.
I'm jealous of jeans people. They look cool. I just don't like the way they feel.
All right. Real quick here. Let me go to this call. I got a couple more things to mention, but Candace has been on hold for like 15 minutes.
Candace.
So I want to go to her. Candace, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey. Good. What's up, Candace?
Well, first of all, listen, I cannot compete with these hockey butt jeans. Okay, my recommendation.
All right.
But I would recommend, my husband wears sweatpants. He hates jeans. I would recommend, it's called Izod, I-Z-O-D.
I've heard of Izod,
Yeah.
yes.
So we get them at Kohl's. I mean, I can't speak to Levi's. They just the sound of them just makes me feel itchy. But Izod, very
They're
stretchy.
like Adidas.
They come in all kinds of different sizes. And like Kathy said, if you find a nice pair around the waist, I mean, just go and get them hemmed at a dry cleaner. But,
So you agree with that? Just go to the dry cleaner and have them alter the pants.
When you put a good pair of jeans on and they fit good, you're going to want to fix the hems.
Yeah, Izod's a pretty universal brand.
Yeah,
so,
it's been around forever. All right, thank you, Candace. Appreciate it. And then Ashley's been on hold for the same amount of time, so let me go to Ashley. Hi, Ashley. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Ash?
I feel like this is a fever dream, but I just busted out. I don't know if you guys remember about like 2008, probably like 2012 pajama jeans.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can sleep in and then wake up and just go out.
They kind of
they look like jeans, but they're the material
And
that.
you know what's crazy? I've for me, still wearing them sometimes, which is a guilty pleasure. They really do feel like some weird ass pajamas.
You know what though? They're really good. I mean, they do look like real jeans. They look like regular jeans.
And they have pockets.
Yeah, and they have
The pockets aren't very good, though. I will have to say that, though.
Yeah.
They're. I need sturdier pockets. I carry a lot of stuff in my pockets.
do you? Yeah.
But for those who don't, that might be perfect. Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate that.
And Casey, when you get your jeans hemmed, make sure you get the original hem or French hem on it. You want it to look like, you don't want it to look like they've been
Wait,
hemmed.
what's a French hem?
That's the original hem.
Oh.
It's the original hem?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can help you out, sir. Do you have an extraordinarily large hog?
No, but I do have a dumpy fat ass.
We can handle that.
By the way, Casey's lost a lot of weight and he's in great shape. And Case, don't worry about it because
I'm good.
I lost weight 15 years ago, and I still get people all the time going, "Wow, look at you!"
8 years ago.
I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate it," but I lost all that 15 years ago. All right, one more story from Stream of Consciousness, sir, if that's okay.
Yes.
Is it okay?
Because it tied in. I'd mentioned Gigi Hadid is wearing jorts. Well, experts agree that Gigi Hadid has the ideal jawline.
Gigi Hadid has the ideal jawline.
Yes. Hadid's jaw angle, when viewed from the front,
her jangle,
has an angle of 141.9 degrees.
All right.
Close to the perfect angle of 142 degrees.
It's Gigi Hadid.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, all right.
76% of experts and ordinary people agree that Kate Moss also has a beautiful jawline.
What about Elizabeth Hurley?
I didn't mention her here.
She's got a profound jaw.
Kate Moss.
Jawline or just out?
Just out, yeah.
No,
Jutted out.
this is the angle this way.
The angle on the sides got you.
Yeah.
Kate Moss didn't do much for me in her heyday back in,
when she was more
80s, 90s.
emaciated.
Yeah. But I just saw, if you watch that Her Depth documentary, she's featured in that for a little bit. I was like, damn.
Well, when she put some meat on her
great,
bones,
yeah.
she looks good.
No
She
doubt.
was one of the first heroin chic models.
In women, a larger angle is seen as more feminine compared to the flatter, more square look idealized in men.
How do you figure out the angle?
I assume
The heat of the meat plus the angle of the dangle.
I'm under the assumption that it's angled like the angle, the whatever you call this thingy.
What are you
Your chin?
The chin?
No. Let's say that these are two lines coming to a point here, and you would measure this angle around the
circumference of your chin?
Yeah, whatever.
Really?
I'm guessing. I don't know.
Do you know, I think the perfect jawline is that guy in Tango and Cash in prison.
Oh, no, it's the angle going this way. Or no. It said viewed from the front.
All right, hold on, it's this. It's
This
from
is-
your ear down.
Right.
That's the jawline.
Ears down. Yes, that angle down is what they're talking about.
So let's say this is I'm going to have to draw this. Okay.
All
let's
right.
say
Preston's
this,
drawing on his
this
face.
is a triangular chin right here, okay?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, and you know how you measure degrees, right?
Uh-huh.
So rather than measuring this angle here, you're measuring this angle around here because this would be less than 45 degrees right there, but this would be clearly more than 100 degrees.
So
more than 90 degrees.
The angle within the jaw, it says here. So, so that would be right.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I was going
Right.
like this.
Yeah, that's sort of what this looks like. It's just across, though.
I thought you were signing you love us.
From the largest part of the face to the next.
Yeah, jawlines are actually virtually always one of the main contributors to the perception of attractiveness. Same thing holds with men. Obviously, a square jaw.
You know, I try to analyze beauty from time to time because we are bombarded by beautiful people on social media and so on. And you'll look at
We're
somebody
right in the studio.
Well, you'll look at the pictures and go, all of a sudden one pops out and you're like, wow, wow, she's stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Why though? What is it? And then try to take a look at is it
There is a mathematical.
the eyes, the nose,
Yeah.
but why more attractive than this other person over here? I saw an entire, short documentary. It was like an hour long on beauty and what does it mean? And in fact, they used Elizabeth Hurley in it.
Yes, yeah.
Where they broke down and they showed just pieces of her face and they didn't say who she was. And they were pointing out the imperfections. And then they put her whole face together.
Right.
Look, she's a goddess.
Right.
So but I still don't get it. I don't know why we're drawn to certain features.
Is there an evolutionary aspect to it that makes that is what? Because again, some cultures would perceive things differently or
Absolutely.
different levels standards
like
of beauty.
A large nose might be a more standard, beauty feature in a different culture than in America, or same thing with chin, or who knows.
You had reported and it was years ago. We talk about the David, the statue, has smaller junk.
Yeah,
that was that.
They used to make fun of people with bigger hogs.
And they used to relish a smaller hog. Yeah, and now they love
back in Roman
huge
times,
honking hog.
Yeah,
relish hog. Also, they're just.
Can I get some relish on that hog?
They're genetic freaks in the right direction, right? I mean, they are like the 1 or 2% in the quote unquote beautiful section of the genetic freak code,
right?
But you go in the opposite direction, and all of a sudden, this person's ugly or whatever.
Would it be like that Twilight Zone episode where if everybody was stunningly gorgeous,
Eye of the beholder,
and the minority were the beastly looking people, and they were considered the attractive ones.
Remember, it was Ellie Mae, Donna Douglas with her voice dubbed, and and people that we would consider beautiful, and she wakes up out of it, and she's terrified to learn that she looks that way, right? Because she doesn't look like the big lipped goons that were the doctors.
But it's pretty wild that the people, even like somebody that we would consider really attractive is not universally attractive. Like somebody will look at somebody that you think is perfect. You go, nah,
Well, I like imperfection. I like something that's slightly. I don't like the classic overly modelly looking type. I don't like that. I like something that's slightly askew. It makes it more interesting.
I just mentioned Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah.
People love her, and she's a fashion icon and a model, and she's got 70 bajillion followers on Instagram and whatever. And yes, I can see that she is a knockout. And somebody texted in, but Nick, she has great cans.
Yes.
She sure does. But she does nothing for me. I am not attracted to her. I don't find her sexy. I can understand why people do. But for whatever reason, she's not at all sexy to me.
She also has massive resting bitch face. She's
That
been called on.
I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. But, whatever combination of all of it added up, it doesn't do it for Nick McElwain.
That's right. Not Nick approved.
Press, we got an Emily Ratajkowski on line 4 if you want to give her real quick.
Nick?
What's up, man? Emrata?
Yeah, suck it, huge skull.
But would that be true, Nick, if she were next to an incredibly average person
like me,
and they were both interested in you, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I'm just playing.
Devil's
advocate.
Sure,
Devil's advocate.
I don't find her attractive. I understand why other people do, but you put listen, I'm not blowing smoke. You put Emily Ratajkowski next to, or Ratajkowski, whatever her name is. Emrata. Next to Kathy Romano. I think Kathy is prettier.
Oh my God, thank you.
It's just my personal taste.
I think also you carry into it, and I think there's also, Kathy, the personality.
Well, that's a negative.
Yeah, that's the detraction. Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to look past that, Nick.
Yeah. She's always at the dry cleaner getting her pants taken.
With Kathy, it's 100% superficial.
That's right.
All right. Well,
just want to ride that.
I just thought it was kind of interesting. So Gigi Hadid has the ideal jawline, according to experts.
And she spends time in Bucks County.
That's true.
She's actually in my friend's play group, the play date group.
Really? Oh, she should come here.
Well, who else do we have? Who else? Wanda Sykes.
Harry Styles comes here.
All these
he's
people.
friends with somebody in,
they come to the area,
Delaware
but not everybody's in Kathy's friend's play group. I mean, that's one step
Virtually
away.
Your sister.
Yeah.
Didn't we know somebody that knows Ryan Phillippe? Because he's a Delaware guy, right? Wasn't he connected to someone within our camp somewhere?
I don't know.
We have connections upon connections, but some people are just never get them.
Yep. All right. Well, anyhow, I thought that was worth passing along. After all, it's just running through my mind.
It was interesting.
Stream of consciousness this morning, and hopefully you got something from that. And hopefully Casey gets some new jeans that he likes out of this segment. If that's all that happens, then it was worth it. Without question.
We've done good here.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back in a moment or two. Don't forget, we have Crumb Bum Cash, Next Chance, coming up at 10 a.m. Our good friend John Brazier is going to be here. He's got Phil's tickets to give away. We also have tickets to Red Hot Chili Peppers next Wednesday at Hershey. Text word secret to 39333. So you see, there's a lot left to hang out for and to win on the show. We'll be back in a moment.
Baba Ganoush! Say it, Kathleen.
Baba Ganoush!
And what I realized is that's how she calls our wolf, Boltar, by screaming Baba Ganoush. But I realized that I actually like the sound of Kathy's voice when she's yelling at you.
Really?
Hence, I would have made a good husband.
I have not developed
to Kathy Romano. I know.
That doesn't mean you would be a good husband. That means that you would just enjoy a lot of the anger.
Yeah, which means I'd be a good husband.
Yeah,
you're angry most of the time. So, no, but I realized I like the sound of her voice when she gets mad or when she starts yelling. And I know some.
You find it amusing.
I do.
Though to be in close proximity to it constantly would not be as enjoyable.
I see some of the text sometime that it drives people crazy when Kathy gets all fired up about something. I like it. I mean, I think just the sound of her voice, whatever it is, the resonance of your voice when you yell.
Here's the difference, though.
I like it.
You hop in your car and you go home.
I go home. I don't have to live with it.
Right.
Trust me.
So you're like, wow, that seems great.
Yeah.
That's I just.
What does that mean,
like people,
Steve?
With my wife, they say you must laugh and laugh and laugh all the time.
Right.
And then say, yeah, I laugh and laugh all the time.
But I find it entertaining when Kathy gets fired up and starts yelling about something. And I've realized it's the actual sound of her voice, not necessarily what she's saying.
Let's cut to the real chase here.
Yeah.
Marissa or Kathy, if you had to marry one.
Marry one?
And as you said, you could, be in close proximity.
Yeah.
Which one?
Wow. I love the tones of your yelling voice, Kathy, but I would marry Marissa in a heartbeat.
Are you sure
over
Kathy
you.
can cook?
She can?
No.
She can't. Are you crazy? Marissa can't cook. I know that.
Preston would be doing the cooking. That's not even on the table.
I don't know, man. Marissa's pretty controlling.
Not as controlling as her.
I don't know.
All right,
wait.
All right, Kathy, on the show here of the guys.
Oh God.
Oh.
It's you started it, Preston, with this realization that you're madly in love with Kathy. Who on the show would you pick as the best husband? Not lover or, into your crazy S&M stuff.
Okay, all right. Just husband-wise?
It's just husband-wise.
Marissa.
Now you have to pick one of the guys.
I thought it might be Steve because Steve is in schmoopy doopy coopy.
She doesn't like that, though.
Oh, really?
Do you really think that I would
Okay.
like
She's not going to answer. You want to know why?
I love you.
She's not going to answer because
well, let me think about
me.
it.
It's not. See, I knew you'd think that. Just on a basic level.
No. Here,
think about it.
Don't answer for me.
Will you marry me?
Yeah.
I love it.
It would have to be, honestly, it would have to be
I'm not joking, the most organized person. And I think, Casey, that's definitely not you because I've seen your closet. I think it's going to have to be Steve.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're pretty organized, aren't
He's
you?
very organized.
I am pretty organized.
He puts things in right
some
angles.
level. Though I would say this, I am bizarrely, I will do like this. I will keep things at angles.
Yeah.
I'm not as clean as you are, you know.
We could get a cleaning lady.
All right. I thought Nick might be that if you're talking organizational.
Are you serious?
I mean, not with his post-war Berlin look at a station here.
This is the only space I have.
Yeah.
It is.
By design.
Yeah, I know. But I allow you, Kathy, to throw my stuff away. I don't care. Like if there's accumulation of crap, it's fine with me if you grab it and toss it.
Okay. Okay, good.
All right, Marissa. Who would you? Because Marissa, you don't want to get married at all, though.
No, I would never want to settle down. Just kidding, Mom. I don't know. I don't want to choose.
It's not an insult.
See, but she's got 4 to choose from, and we just have 2, so it's pretty easy for us.
It's okay.
Well, technically, Steve lives in the city.
That's important to you.
Because I'm paying city taxes. I'm much more attractive. Yes.
No, I don't know. You guys all have your own good qualities.
I would pick you for Preston. We can make it happen.
He does play instruments. I do like guys that play instruments.
There we go. You would call them musicians,
He
right?
has a beard, kind of, a little bit.
Facial
hair. He has a beard.
He likes cheese.
He loves cheese.
I love cheese.
There you go.
Well,
he's a good cook.
We are meant to be.
It's a
friends.
match made in
Swimming in
heaven.
brie. What's that?
Because you know you do these things as you start when you're in the dating. There's the check columns.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Cheese? Hair?
Beard. His beard is made of cheese.
Kathy, do you think I'm attractive?
Wow. All the Buckle Bunnies laughed.
Now I have to reveal it.
We're excited to have our next guest on, and outside of acting, he has a whole world of music and is bringing that here to the Philadelphia area. It was just announced he's going to be playing Ardmore Music Hall on March 12th.
It's a great venue.
Tickets will go on sale tomorrow for the show, so please welcome Kiefer, William Frederick, Dempsey, George, Rufus, Sutherland. This morning.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
That's what the Wikipedia page calls you, Kiefer, but I had no idea you had so many middle names.
Yeah, I think my father was in a lot of debt when I was born, and I think he just kept telling people that I'll name my son after you if you forgive the bill.
Wow. Well, that's the way to approach it.
Kiefer, so question about the show at Ardmore Music Hall. Is this a full band? Is this you and a guitar, acoustic? What kind of show is it going to be?
It's going to be acoustic. So part of the show is just going to be me, and then I have 2 fantastic special guests: Mark Copley, who's an extraordinary guitar player, and Rocco DeLuca, who's going to be playing pedal steel and lap steel.
Ooh, it's a cool sound.
I beg your pardon?
That's a cool sound. The pedal steel.
Yeah, it is, and he's a phenomenal player as well. And but what I really enjoy about the show is it's so intimate, and we get to kind of tell some stories about why I think these songs are worth you listening to in the first place, and have a drink and play some songs, and it's just a really nice night to kind of come together, especially after the last 2 years. Yeah. So really, really looking forward to it.
As a performer, as a guy who I'm sure, since you're musically inclined, has probably played with bands and so on, you and a guitar, that's pretty naked up on stage. Did it take a little while to get to that point and feel comfortable doing shows like that?
I'm still not comfortable. I mean, I think one of the funny things, as an actor, if you get a little nervous, and I do, I use that nervous energy. You put your hands in your pocket if they start to shake a little. It doesn't work as well for a guitar player.
Yeah.
And look, if it does, I've always believed very strongly, if it doesn't make you a little nervous, you should probably doing something else.
Okay.
And so. Yeah, for me now, it just kind of goes away after the first or second chord. But certainly waiting in the wings to go on stage, either as an actor or as a player. Gets my adrenaline going. And, cool. And I hope it will feel like that till the day I die.
Well, the album is called Bloor Street, and it's your third. And and it's funny. I know that when you have somebody who's known for what you're known for, and you take the foray into music, of course you're obviously going to be met with the initial, okay, what's this guy doing? And the truth of the matter is, as I was listening to a lot of the music, it's very good, and it's and also reading about your approach to it and your love of it and how visceral it is to you. You love your acting world as well, and in fact, during the lockdown and pandemic, most of the hardcore stuff, you were still busy. I think you did 2 movies in a limited series, and. The question I have for you is, prior to that all happening, you wrote a couple of songs, and then you wrote the bulk of it during the pandemic. Would we be able to discern the songs that were written prior? Do you think?
That's a great question. I think you would. I had such a profound kind of reaction to the lockdown. I've been moving at a mile a minute for the last 20 years. I don't think I've been home for more than 3 weeks for the last 10 years. And so all of a sudden, I'm actually sitting in my house, and it's like, oh, wow, I actually like my house. And, oh, cool, I actually like my dog. And I like my girlfriend. And, wow, this is pretty cool. And so I became profoundly grateful. I've been fortunate enough to have a career that people can only really dream of. I've been allowed to do things that I'm interested in, and I know that's not what everybody gets. So a lot of the songs, whether it was songs like So Full of Love, if you had told me 4 years ago that I was going to write that song and write a song that was so positive, I'd have stabbed you in the heart with a pencil. I just wouldn't have believed you.
It would be hard. It's hard to wrap your mind around it. Yeah.
And there I am sitting in the shower going, so full of love, I can't hold it together. I'm like, who the is this guy? So that was kind of my reaction to the pandemic. And I don't want to minimize how difficult a time this has been for so many people. But I couldn't help but be really grateful for my family and my friends who I wasn't allowed to see like everybody else. And it afforded me time to take stock in my own life and how lucky I have been.
Well, I wanted to ask about the title track, Bloor Street, because I don't know at what point that song was written, but, it seems to be a nostalgic look back at a hometown. I get this kind of, Bruce Springsteen, My Hometown, lyrically, Main Street from Bob Seger, something.
Bob Seger, one of my favorite songs. Yeah.
And I've always loved that type of song. It could be talking about an existence, a place that I have no connection with growing up, but I still get an emotional connection to it. Is this indeed about Toronto, your hometown? Or?
It is. Bloor Street is the main thoroughfare through Toronto, going east and west. And we were shooting a television show there called Designated Survivor, and I hadn't been home. We were there for 3 years, and I hadn't been home for that long a period of time since I was maybe 16 years old. And I came upon this kind of main intersection in Toronto, on Bloor Street and Yonge Street, and I realized all of my firsts had happened there. My first job at the food court in the Hudson Bay Center, my first meaningful kiss with a girl in front of the Bloor Street subway.
Wow.
I think the first fight I ever got in and lost was on that corner. So I just got very nostalgic and just started writing really about how grateful I was that I could grow up in that town, which afforded us a kind of freedom that I certainly know that my kids and my grandkids did not experience. We were on the subway at 11 years old. I mean, who would do that now?
Right, right. You're saying so much that's true, because that is, I actually am, it's been a while since I've been back to the town I was raised in. It's been 20 plus years. And I think I'm at that point where I want to go back, because it does mean something. And, those you pick those benchmark moments in your life, and that does mean something. And you need to reconnect. I agree with what Preston was saying about songs that do that. So much of what you write about with this album has a resonance to your experience. Two Stepping in Time is kind of just a real love song, and I assume it's written for your girlfriend, correct?
It is. Yeah. It is. And a friend of mine who I was recording with and I was writing a lot of songs. I was being kind of prolific at this moment. And he said, you should really write a waltz. And I started on the guitar, literally sitting around the kitchen island. And I was going through a kind of thing as a writer where I wanted to write about what was in front of me. And I think the very first line of the song is cigarettes in the ashtrays, all in a line, empty glasses of whiskey show the passage of time. And those were the items that were, in fact, right in front of me. I have since quit smoking, the one thing that I can thank the pandemic for. But yeah, so it's, and then, so the guy was sitting to my right and my girlfriend was sitting a little farther down the kitchen aisle. And I figured I should start writing towards her instead of him if I wanted to have a good evening.
Did you
write it?
I'm sorry. Did you write that song quickly? I was reading.
Yes,
like 20 minutes, I think. Right.
Every once in a while, songs kind of write themselves, and this one was certainly that. It was finished because we were actually having a nice evening, and my friend had kind of put this task in front of me, and I wanted to go back to having our nice evening, so the song got written very quickly. But it's a love song. Again, not something that I spend a lot of time kind of doing. I don't write a lot of love songs. So when something like that happens, that's a great kind of song to put in your pocket and take with you.
It was interesting to read that you consider the touring, and you haven't had a chance to do a lot of touring over, obviously, the past couple of years. But I think you run contrary to a lot of people who create music and say that the process of touring is sort of a detriment to creating songs. And you, on the other hand, find it very helpful, and it informs your songwriting. Would that be correct to say?
All right, thank you very much, Kath. Phils are looking to try to take the series against the Braves today. They play. It's 1-1. They lost last night 9-3. But we're hoping for the best. We'll see what can happen.
Oh, yeah. Very exciting.
To talk Phils, we have our good friend who is here with us. He is the director of Fun and Games.
That he is.
Which we all long to have a title like that from your Philadelphia Phillies.
He's the jelly to our jam.
That he is. Nice. Please welcome John Brazier.
Yeah. I have a letter from Jack White in my office.
Really?
Yes,
He's a big baseball fan.
He wanted to have one of his songs played in the stadium, so I guess he sent this to every team, and I guess he found out that I was I think he probably thought I did the music, and I've got a letter in my office that says, hey, Brazier, I know that you're brazen, so you should be playing my song, and it had autographed Jack White.
Somebody wrote that for him.
Somebody wrote it. So I put a little cheap frame. It's in my office.
You know what's funny is that he won't come play here. He doesn't play Philadelphia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. He had something happen at a show several years ago, and he said, I'm not coming back to that town anymore. I think he eventually will. We spoke to him a year or two ago, and he was really nice.
It was
we
great.
Didn't really touch on it much, but something occurred.
John, I have two music questions related to the Phillies. A, how often does the organist still play? And B, how and when do players get to select the walk-up songs?
Okay, the first one is, I guess, someone asked me this the other day, and I had to tell him, we don't have an organist.
I was wondering.
That's all recorded.
Okay. Because I was watching the Braves game last night, and it seemed like they do, and the guy just kind of was noodling in the background for some of the time.
That is a real organist we have recorded.
Okay.
Your second one is, I think, obviously some guys just keep the same song the whole time. Some guys are a little more superstitious, and they'll change it up, I guess, based on how they're doing. For the most part, they keep it. And I kind of like it in the sense that, when Bryce Harper is coming up, or Bryce is the one who so much changes it up. Stott is the one that keeps it. That keeps it the same. So exactly wherever you are in the stadium, because I'm running all over the place. When I hear that song, Bryce Stott's up.
Yeah.
But I will tell a funny story. Is I did the music way back when, and one of the first walk-ups was Wayne Gomes. This is how long ago it was. He said before the game, he gave me a cassette tape, and he said, "Hey, if I come in closing today, I want you to play this song." So I said, "All right." So. And back then, and you guys know this better than anybody, it was 8-track tapes that had basic carts.
Yeah.
That I would put in carts like for sound effects and everything. And so I said, you know what? In the middle of the game, I said, I better listen to this song, see where it's going to get queued up for when he comes out. So I listened to the song and put it on my head for the middle of the game. And all of a sudden, it's like the blank, I can't even say a word. There was like every word in there about.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, like every curse word in there. And I didn't play the song, obviously. So after the game, Wayne said, dude, you didn't play my song. I go, Wayne, did you want to get me fired? Like there's like.
Had he made a mistake, or was he serious?
No, he's like, what? Why can't you play it? I said, Well, we have like families out there. It's like kids. Do you remember those words?
What song it was?
I don't know.
Okay.
But then the other one is Tug McGraw. I might have told this story before, but Tug McGraw, Tom Burgoyne, who's now the best friend of the Fanatic, was doing the music before me. Tug McGraw went into the booth, said, "Hey, Tom, my son is a budding country star. Can you play his song? Here it is right here." He said, "No problem, Tug." Tug leaves the room. He's like, "Yeah, right, budding country star." And he throws the tape into the trash can. Next thing you know, Tim McGraw, boom, explodes.
No.
Wow. Yeah, I guess you got to slalom all that stuff because you're,
That's funny.
So he had no clue that it was like an aggressive rap song, or what was it?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a very aggressive rap song. And then for me, NSYNC, you mentioned Jack White won't play anymore. Well, NSYNC will never sing national anthem at the ballpark, and we've tried because John Timberlake, Justin Timberlake's uncle, runs our Florida operations. Great guy. And so way back when, he said, "Hey, John, my nephew is a budding star, and they're big over in Europe, and can they sing the national anthem?" So I go back, and I met with a bunch of people. I said, "Well, let's start it slowly. We don't know who these people are. Let's get them to do Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and then if they do well there, then we can move them to," well, we made them do Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We told them they can't do the national anthem. They were not happy, and then they explode, and then now we lost our chance because
Done deal.
I blew it. So, yes, Bill Weston has no competition when it comes to me or Tom Burgoyne, because we don't know jack about music.
Tim McGraw and NSYNC. Those are two big swings and misses, man.
Huge.
Oh, we've had our share on the show too, where you just don't know, or somebody breaks big. Rob Pattinson, or all these things.
Pass on interviews.
Yeah. Oh, we don't know. Yeah. You can't call them all right. You know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's the guy you were mentioning earlier, Nick, about the
Glenn Wilson,
the Rambo promotion?
Glenn Wilson, they did this poster, and John, I think it was before your time with the Phils, but Glenn, he had a cannon for an arm. Steve, he played right field, and occasionally, if a player would hit the ball to right field and would sort of lollygag in between home and first, Glenn's arm was so strong that he could throw the guy out from right field.
That's
out
awesome.
at first, right? So this was a Phillies team that didn't have a ton going for them and not a lot of wins to sell. So they sold Glenbow as this Rambo knockoff kind of thing, and they made posters. And my dad was a season ticket holder, and we had the Glenbow poster.
The picture up here.
Do you remember
this?
there? Look at the picture up there.
I do, yes.
Glenbow.
I do remember that.
Oh, my God. Wow. Going back to the music thing, have you guys had any music-based stuff going on at the ballpark this year? Any live bands? You've done it in the past. I remember, you had the 90s.
Yes, we've already done concerts after the games, so we have no more. Obviously, we have only 7 more home games. But we had Diesel. Shaq did a post-game concert.
That's right. Yeah,
that was great. We had AJR.
Yeah, this summer, right?
This summer, yep. And then in the past, we've had the Avett Brothers. We've had a bunch of different bands. So,
cool.
Yep, that's always fun. And then that's obviously we have concerts in the ballpark. In fact, Pink was there last two nights.
Did you go, Kathy?
I did go, yeah. And it was it was very good. It was a really good show. I was expecting a little more, but it's still a huge production. There's so much going on. My love for her now, from going from not liking her to loving her now. She just her onstage presence, her interaction with the crowd, she seems great.
Okay.
Well, you weren't there, were you?
I was there pregame. It was the biggest crowd we've ever had for a concert the night before. Now, I don't know. I haven't seen the numbers yet for last night.
It looked like
but the night before was the biggest crowd we've ever had for a concert.
I couldn't.
And we've had Bruce there. We've had a lot of big names.
I couldn't believe every single person in their seat jam-packed in before she even took stage.
Do you have any idea what the number was on people?
I don't, but I'm going to guess 48,000, something like that. So
damn.
We talked about the Bruce cancellation back in August, and it was 6 or 7 hours before showtime, but the stage was obviously set up.
Yep.
How early on, obviously the team has to be on the road for there to be a concert at the ballpark. When does that stage setup begin, and then how long afterwards is the field ready again?
It goes up pretty quickly, but if they have, obviously they know when the last game, I think they start really working on it, kind of knowing that they have 7 days while the team's away.
Yeah.
But they start right away.
And they already planned Bruce for next year based on the Philly schedule.
Yep. So it's I almost escorted Bruce out of the ballpark for the World Series. He came to a World Series game.
Get out of here.
And well, the funny thing is he showed up a little late, and Miles Teller's dad was close to where Bruce was supposed to be sitting. And the Fanavision knew that Bruce Springsteen's coming to the game, and someone said, "There's Bruce right there," and they put a chyron underneath it and said, "Special welcome to Bruce Springsteen," and it was Miles Teller's dad, Mike Teller.
This. Yeah.
I met Mike at spring training and sat with him at one of the games. We had a nice conversation. He was a super nice guy. I didn't bring up the Springsteen thing, or maybe he did bring that up to me because we were talking for a while. But that was hilarious.
Yeah,
to actually.
And then they went back to it a couple times, knowing I think they knew they owned the mistake, and then they went back to him a couple times, Bruce Springsteen, and then he had this goofy smile on his face.
Hopefully we'll be getting Miles back into town because clearly if they get into the series, he will be there.
I think he'll be coming. Yep.
Yeah.
Did they start making? Did they start reaching out at this point? Even it just kind of.
I've been communicating. Yes.
Okay.
So what are they, 3.5 up in the wild card, right?
Within sync, yeah. 3.5 games up, yep.
So and then we got about a week and a half left in the regular season.
We got one game with the Braves today on the road. We got 4 versus the Mets at home starting tomorrow, and then we have 3 versus the Pirates, and then we finish up in New York for the Mets.
So when do they start putting the schedule together for postseason? I mean, it's clearly based on where they finish in the wild card.
Well, the schedule's been out.
Okay.
They'll know, basically, depending on the first 2 wild card teams play each other. And then the third wild card team, which we were last year, we remember last year we played the Cardinals, and the Cardinals had the worst record of the division winners in the National League. So same thing. If we're the first team, then we will have best of 3, all 3 games, or hopefully 2 games at Citizens Bank Park.
Casey was just hoping out loud that Kyle Schwarber hits 50 home runs this year.
Did you see that ball?
Oh my God!
I mean, he keeps upping the ante. I mean, he makes these dramatic home runs. That one went over the chop house. It was the second furthest ball in Major League Baseball this year.
It's amazing,
and the second ever at that ballpark.
So it seems like every time he's getting up, he's nailing it.
He's nailing it deep, man.
Crushing it, yes.
Yeah.
And he also walks a lot too. So it's he's to the old school baseball people, it drives him crazy because he's not the quintessential leadoff hitter. But look, the team wins when he's leading off, and he sees a lot of fastballs. He also, if you're the leadoff hitter, look, you're only leading off one time.
Yeah,
you're leading off one time, and then. Look, and then he also is going to get the most at-bats of anybody on the lineup.
That's what and that's why I'm not a manager. I've never really understood that importance of the lineup in that part because it changes up immediately after you guys start playing.
Well, the old school thought was get on base, and then this 2-hole, 3-hole, 4-hole can get him in, create RBI situations.
But I like the analysis on him because chances are he's going to hit a home run. I think he has more home runs than singles this season, which is remarkable. He gets on base. I watched that scene from Moneyball yesterday or the day before because I was talking to my dad about Schwarber's value. And he's plain and simple. He gets on base. If he's not hitting home runs, he's walking. And if you are the leadoff batter, you're going to bat more than anybody else in the lineup, too. So if the guys like Brandon Marsh and at the end of the lineup get on base in front of him, or Stott, who gets on base a lot, chances are Kyle Schwarber might be able to knock them in because he's back up again.
Yes, and it does help that the back of our lineup is very good.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you got Marsh and Stott or Bohm or Rojas. I mean, those guys are all good players offensively, so he's going to have RBI situations.
They're a really likable team. I mean, we said this last year, and they were so much fun to root for in the playoffs, which was completely unexpected last year for the run that they had. But even this year, or more so, I should say this year, they seem like likable dudes, and you're around them all the time. We got to spend some time with them at spring training. They just, I don't know, it's a really likable team.
Tons of personality.
I think chemistry is so big in baseball because obviously 162 games, you're with these guys more than you're with your family. And so if you don't like each other, or if you have a bad leader, that's an issue too. Sometimes you have your star player is not a great guy or not a great leader, and that funnels down to the rest of the team because, again, you're around these guys all the time. So we have the exact opposite. We have guys that love each other. The guy you can just see the love they have for each other when someone does something great with all the expressions they do and the hugging and then you have someone like a Brandon Marsh is such a great pickup in my opinion because he just brings that energy. And when you have the young guys bringing the energy along with the veterans and then everyone's kind of all going from the same page. It's great.
He played The Price is Right with us. I mean,
he did.
And
he was good.
And he was totally into it.
Yeah.
So, and he did really well. And I love that they are playful like that.
Yeah.
They're having a good time.
Yeah, and then you look at some teams like the Mets and the Padres, who everyone's picked both those teams to do very well this year. And they have great lineup. They spend tons of money. The Mets, I think, more money than any team's ever done. And I just don't know. I've never been in their clubhouse, but I don't think it probably came down to leadership that they just didn't gel. And you have to gel in baseball. It's too long of a season not to gel.
No, it's great. We obviously we're shocked about Charlie Manuel and the stroke. Any word on?
Yeah, it sounds like Charlie's out of the ICU and he's recovering. I mean, that poor guy's been through. If you look at his medical history, he's been through everything with a heart attack and cancer, and diverticulitis, and just everything else. And he is literally one of my favorite people on this earth. And I think a lot of people say that. He has no ego. If he came in here and he would talk to one of your listeners for an hour about how to hit. And also just one of the funniest, great guys. He was a legend in Japan. Right? Legend in Japan. I asked him, I said, Charlie, how good's your Japanese? Like, can you speak it? Can you read it? He's like, yeah, pretty good. But I know certain words, this and that. Well, down at fantasy camp, someone asked him a question in front of 200 people. Said, Charlie, when you came up to bat in Japan, did they have a song for you? He said, oh yeah, I got a song. And next thing you know, he spends like a minute and a half singing a song in Japanese, and you can hear a pin drop because we're looking at him going like, what? And you just told me that he can speak a little bit Japanese.
Right. He sings a full song in Japanese. So, but we hear that stuff was attended to quickly, which is always a good sign. And that the general word is that he's in pretty solid shape.
Yes, thankfully, because again, he's too good of a person. The world needs Charlie Manuel.
Yes, agreed. All right, well, listen, John, you brought some goodies along with you. You brought something that we can give away.
Well, I giving you a pair of tickets for next Wednesday, I picked Wednesday because I think it's with the Pirates. But it could be a clinching game, so it could be a huge game.
Yeah.
Right? So we'll do that. I know this is going to be a fun homestand. One of the particular games that I'm really looking forward to is Friday night. We are honoring Scott Rowland for the Wall of Fame.
That's awesome.
So that was right. Scott and I were buddies, and that was also when I first started. So it was like a lot of the guys that are coming in are people that I had a really good relationship. I was closer in age to them, and like Gary Bennett. We have Rico Brogna. We've got Kevin Sefcik.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that.
Mark Grace. We got a lot of guys that were on that team back then. We still have Abreu and still have Lieberthal and some other guys coming in.
Weren't you with Scott Rowland in Greece when he found out he won the Gold Glove?
Yeah. Have I told that story on here?
No, but you told me privately, and I loved it.
All right, you want me to?
Yeah.
All right, 1997 was his second year with the Phillies. And after the season, he said, what are you doing? He said, what are you doing after the season? I said, well, I'm going to head to Greece. I lost my father. My dad died of a heart attack, and I wanted to get away. I wanted to travel by myself. I wanted to backpack. I'm going to go to Greece. And Scott said, why Greece? I said, I don't know. I'm just going to go to different islands, have fun. At the end of the season, he said, do you mind if I go with you? I said, absolutely not. So we went over there. This is before cell phones, so he was calling home every day on a payphone to his family. He'd never been to Europe at the time. So by the time we got to Santorini, the third island, now we were gathering people. So we had people from South Africa and England and people from that couldn't give, a rat's butt who Scott Rowland was, if he was a tennis player, cricket player, rugby player. Well, anyway, he went 4 days without calling home. He goes to the village, gets on a payphone, comes back, says, holy moly, I just won the Gold Glove. I said, you won the Gold Glove? Ken Caminiti always wins a Gold Glove. I said, when did they make that announcement? He said, 4 days ago. I said, all of a sudden now my publicist hat was going on back then. I'm like, oh my God, I probably have all these radio stations calling me, trying to figure out where. So supposedly they were calling, the media were calling the agent, they're calling the manager, they're calling his teammates, they called everybody. Everyone's like, I have no idea. They called the parents, said, oh, he's in Greece. Oh, great. What hotel's he in? I don't know. Is he in Athens? I don't know. Well, how do we know where he is? He's like, we don't until he calls home, and he hasn't called home in 4 daes. So the best is that night, he's laughing about it. The media's going nuts. We're in this bar in Santorini, and this Australian guy, Brad, says, all right, mates, has shots for everybody. He goes, all right, mates, raise a toast to Scotty Rowland. He won the Gold Glove. He goes, I don't know what the blank of Gold Glove is, mate. Congratulations.
That's great.
Fantastic, man. I love it. All right, well, listen, in honor of Schwarber, let's take caller number 12, all right? And his number is 12-215-263-WMMR, and we will give you tickets to the Phils game, Pirates, next Wednesday, 6:40 game. Tickets for the final regular season home games are available at Phillies.com, so get them before they sell out. But we'll take that caller now. We'll start with that, which is fantastic. All right, John, great to see you, man.
All right, guys.
Anything else you want to hit while you're here? You good to go?
I'm good.
Excellent.
All right.
We love it. We appreciate it.
Go Phils.
Our good friend, John Brazier, the director of Fun and Games for your Philadelphia Phillies. We are going to take a quick break. We're going to come back in a second. We have a chance to win $1,000 with the Crumb Bum Cash. Hang out.
Preston.
Yeah.
yeah. In the 3 years that we were doing Designated Survivor, we played over 500 shows. Wow. I remember on the second record writing songs that were specifically designed to enhance our set list. The live thing is something that I just caught me by surprise. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much as I have. And I think that there's an amazing moment, or possibility at least, when you explain why you wrote a song. And I wrote a song called Saskatchewan about the passing of my mother. And there were times when I would play that song and I could see someone put their arm around a friend in the audience. And I could realize at that moment that that person's going through something similar.
Wow.
When we can come together and realize that we've got these things in common and that we're going through this thing together, that's a great night. I mean, that's a good evening. And so it's something that's made a deep impression on me, and hopefully for the people that we get to play for.
Kiefer, I want to ask you about your voice work over the years, because you've done some narration, you've done animated movies. I loved you in Monsters vs. Aliens. The warmonger character was terrific. You've done, The Simpsons and narrated a few other things over the years. Does that lend itself to your ability to sing, perform on stage? Do you get training from doing narration or voice work that you can then bring to your music career, or are they entirely separate?
They are pretty separate. The voiceover work started actually for me in a very funny way. My dad was doing commercials back in the early 90s for Volvo. And I think one evening he whispered in my ear what they were paying him. I think the next day I called up Volvo and told them I did a really good Donald Sutherland. I'd do it for half the money.
Undercutting your dad.
Which I don't think he really appreciated. I thought it was a lot funnier than he did. But it's its own thing. I mean, when I think of someone like Mel Blanc, who did all of those cartoon voices, and which, Monsters versus Aliens, I hope I don't get sued for this, but I completely ripped off Yosemite Sam. Bring on the fearless freak. I hate rabbits. But it's an awful lot of fun, and it takes you back to being a kid and just loving cartoons and listening to cartoons, and so it is a lot of fun to do. But they're very, very separate kind of entities.
You have lived a very, very interesting and full life, and obviously voiceover actor, musician, but you're kind of a cowboy too. You've competed in rodeos and have won roping championships. What's that? And do you still do that?
I do not. I think 24 kind of put an end to that. I'd been doing it for a decade, and I had two partners that I would rodeo with, one guy named John English, just an amazing all-around cowboy, and a guy named Mike Wolf, who has since passed. Really loved it. I mean, it was kind of like being in a band. You and about three other cowboys kind of load your horses up onto a trailer and go from town to town, doing rodeo after rodeo. We had more fun than we probably should have. And it was a great experience. And it was so nice to do something kind of different. I did that for about a decade, and I did films at that time. But it was a great kind of refresher, because when I went and started 24, that was going to be a whole very intense decade of just doing that show. So the rodeo actually kind of helped cleanse my palate, if you will, for a lot of work. And I enjoyed it immensely. And I got to see parts of America that I don't think I would normally have seen.
Right. I wanted to go back to the songwriting and having songs kind of just present themselves to you. And, two-stepping in time and having it be so quick and present itself and you write it. Did you get a chance to see the Peter Jackson Beatles documentary?
I sure did.
I mean, for you, that had to be, as it was for us, to see the creation of songs that have become so iconic. What a mind blower.
Yeah, to have Ringo Starr kind of doing an interview saying, I could just listen to Paul play piano for an hour. and in the background, Paul's working out the opening chords for Let It Be. I mean, are you kidding me?
One of the greatest songs ever written coming to life right there. It's insane.
But what's really, really funny is kind of, as iconic as they are, there's always going to be something really personal that you watch in a movie like that, and especially one that's documented 6 hours. My phone rang off the hook somewhere in the third episode when they all started drinking J&B Scotch. Now, J&B Scotch is certainly now not considered to be very highbrow on any level, and you'd have to find a pretty dirty bar to find a bottle of it anyway. I've been that was always kind of my drink of choice for a number of years, and literally the fact that they had all drank it together, kind of sitting on the floor working out, the long and winding road, somehow gave the beverage validity. My friends finally, after 20 years of drinking the swill, have forgiven me.
It's good enough for the Beatles.
I love it. Yeah, I thought, if John Lennon could drink it, and apparently I make the same kind of disgusted face that John Lennon makes when he takes that first pull.
That's great.
We laughed about that.
If you're just tuning in, it's Kiefer Sutherland that we're speaking to. His album is called Bloor Street, and he's going to be performing at Ardmore Music Hall coming up on March 12th. Tickets go on sale, I believe, tomorrow, by the way. And I didn't even realize this is a bizarre coincidence, Kiefer. I right before you came on, I go to Casey. I go, oh, my God. I'm wearing my Castle Rock Maine shirt.
There you are, yeah.
And you were Ace Merrill in Stand By Me, who lived in Castle Rock.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
It's Casey's favorite movie of all time. I wanted to ask you about that character and other characters in your acting career, because that one was earlier on in your career, and he was so nasty and so mean. That as you've gone through and formed other characters, if you've ever gone, I think I'll throw a little Ace in there, or do you do that? Do you mix and match and borrow pieces from characters and maybe put them to construct others together?
No, they kind of, each character is inspired and informed by the script that you have in front of you and the experiences that you've had as a human being up until that point. The thing that I've always been amazed about with films like Stand By Me that I've been so lucky to be a part of was the seemingly unaware I was that it was great, when I look back, I think, man, you have been lucky because, when I first read that script, it was just a job. I didn't think it was going to turn into this amazing thing that Rob Reiner and the other kids turned it into. So I've been very fortunate to be along for the ride on some of these things. And I also remember it's the first and only time that I went on an audition where I was hired in the room. And that was Rob Reiner. And that was like the most incredible feeling to go in for a meeting. And then by the time you're going back to your car in the parking lot, you've actually got the job.
Yeah. No callbacks, no we'll get in touch, none of that.
I think it almost made me cry when I was a kid. I mean, it was just because it was such an important thing to get the first couple jobs down here in the States. And I'll always be grateful for Rob for doing that.
And that movie has hit me in different ways over the years, because I first watched it as a child, and there were things about the movie that I didn't get or understand because I was a kid at the time. And you seeing these four kids going on this amazing journey, and then all of a sudden at the end, like, they're not friends anymore. Like they went to middle school, and then as an adult. Yeah. And I actually have a friend of mine. I was just talking to him about it on Sunday. I went to kindergarten with this guy, and we're still friends to this day, but we were lamenting over the fact that, like, there were people on our last day of 8th grade. That was the last time I ever saw them. And, these are aspects of these child's lives that Stephen King was well aware of as an adult. And so it's my favorite movie, and it has always been, will always be my favorite movie of all time.
Well, it's certainly one of my favorite to have made, because I was so young again. But all of a sudden, I'm in Eugene, Oregon. I've got my own hotel room. I'm being paid. I'm 17 years old. This has nothing to do with my parents. For all of those reasons, again, talking about the firsts that you do in your life. It was an incredibly, incredibly exciting time.
As you moved through your career, and I mean, it's an amazing career, on the screen, because you've played William Burroughs and Jack Bauer, which are, as author of The Naked Lunch and one of the great action guys of all time. And I know you have a very good work ethic, and the mindset early on was to just get the role. But as you were able to have some impact and weight and make the selections, what informed what you chose throughout your career?
just whatever moves you. It's not more complicated than someone picking up a book and for whatever reason, this book moves them and makes them, inspires them more than the other book. So generally, if I'm reading a script and I can't put it down, it's going to be something I'm interested in doing. And having said that, I've made close to 100 films, so I've made mistakes. There are a couple films I'm sure that I read that I didn't understand. And when I see the movie, I'm like, how did you not get that?
Is that a liability? And you mentioned, you didn't realize what you had with Stand By Me.
Mm-hmm.
I would think it'd be hard for an actor who's doing the job to be in it, surrounded by all of this stuff that's going on, and to be very aware, completely aware of how something is turning out. Is that?
Yes, I mean, that's a very fair statement. I mean, and there's some people that are clearly must be better at it. Like, I think Tom Hanks must have some inner gene that's like, this is going to be a huge hit because he keeps making them. I wasn't given that gene, and having said that, so many things need to go right for a film or a play to work, or for a song or an album to work. And for instance, 24 was a perfect example. It was my first foray into television. And for those out there that don't know, you make a pilot, you make the first episode, and then if it gets picked up, you then go make the first season. But if it doesn't, you still get paid.
Right.
And when, I thought the likelihood of 24 getting picked up was pretty minimal. So I thought, I'll go do the pilot. It won't get picked up. I'll still get paid. No one will know. And, it was the luckiest gift I've ever had as an actor, and did it for a decade. So, wow. So I don't know if any of your kids want to get into film, probably the best bet is to not send me the script and ask me what I think.
Two real quick things, Kiefer. My mom drinks J&B, so you're not alone. You, my mom, and the Beatles. And you do play a great dick, because in A Few Good Men, you were really not likable at all. And you pulled it off successfully. I think you're a really likable person. I'm loving this conversation with you. But that movie, was it fun to be kind of a villain in that movie?
Well, it's those characters, and especially by design, like Ace Merrill and Lieutenant Kendrick in A Few Good Men, they're just designed to be that. There's no real depth to them. There's kind of a black and white character that this is who you're against.
Yeah.
And so the fact that they are so pointed as characters makes them very fun, because all your energy goes into that. There's no complex layering. He's just, as you said on your radio station, he's a dick. So lean into it.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
So that's fun.
Yeah.
It's got to be. All right, well, listen, Kiefer, we know you got to run. This has been so much fun to talk to you. We really appreciate it, and excited about the fact that you're coming into Philadelphia. Kiefer's show is going to be at the Ardmore Music Hall. It's on March 12th. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. at ardmoremusic.com. The album is called Bloor Street. Some great music. It's got a country vibe to it. If that's your thing, then you're definitely on board.
Yeah,
it's very, very solid.
Yeah, so thanks so much, man.
Man, thank you guys so much. And Steve, I believe it's your happy birthday. So
no, it's Preston. It's Preston, but thank you.
Oh, is it Preston's birthday today?
Yep. Yeah. But I get
one.
Man,
I'm so sorry, but happy birthday.
Oh, there you go.
Dude,
come on.
thank you. Drozalowski confronted him. Drozalowski later told police that he threatened to shoot, and when his neighbor didn't leave, he shot him. Yeah.
Was the neighbor on his side of the property trimming trees?
I don't know.
Did he say, hey, let's talk about this, or did he just start shooting?
Drozalowski was arrested for second-degree murder. It
was worth it.
In a 911 call, Drozalowski's wife said her husband, quote, just meant to scare him. In Drozalowski's interview with police, he said he approached Ford and told him to, quote, get off his property. And Brian said something to the effect of, mind your own business, followed by some curse words. Drozalowski said he pointed his gun at Ford, and Ford then allegedly said something like, you are pointing a gun at me, are you going to shoot me? And then moved closer, and Drozalowski said he told Ford to get off his property, and Ford kept moving closer. The 78-year-old told police he then said, stop right now or I'll shoot. And apparently he shot him. Drozalowski said that he hadn't spoken to Ford in a few years and said they'd never had problems before.
So what better reason to shoot him?
I guess so. He said that he believed the only thing that he could have done tonight was confront his neighbor, and said he didn't think about calling police because he did not think that they would respond to something like this.
Now they will.
Yeah. So Drozlowski indicated that he thought that when he pointed the firearm at Brian, he would just leave his property. And he said he was afraid Brian would have hurt or killed him if he did not shoot him. So that's the way some people think, I guess. An alligator was spotted again in western Pennsylvania's Kiski River over the weekend.
What the hell's going on?
Marking the third sighting and at least the second alligator seen along the waterway in recent months. The latest sighting happened on Saturday. Video footage was recorded by Teresa Jurowski.
Case, you might not ever have to leave Pennsylvania and get to see your alligator.
Yeah, I want to see it in Florida, though.
Teresa Jurowski is a kayaker.
What is that?
A kayaker.
Kayak?
Who filmed the encounter. And Jurowski became aware of the reptile after 3 fellow kayakers saw the alligator swimming in front of her. She estimated that the animal was around 18 to 20 inches long.
That's huge!
It appears directly beside her kayak in the video, treading water before swimming away. It's not very big, but it's still an alligator.
It's an alligator.
In the river in Pennsylvania.
And they can grow.
In July, kayakers captured a 4-foot alligator that came to be known as Chomper after multiple sightings along the Kiski River gave way to an 8-day search involving both authorities and community volunteers.
Little fella's adorable.
Chomper was believed to be abandoned by his owner, by the way. A railroad worker died over the weekend after he was struck by a remote-controlled train on a CSX rail yard in Ohio, raising concerns among unions about such technology.
I didn't realize they were running remote-controlled trains.
Neither did I. The death highlights the need for an in-depth review of the use of remote-controlled locomotives. Every major railroad has used such locomotives inside and increasingly outside of rail yards across the country for years. The NTSB is investigating the death. The worker was struck and fatally injured when he walked into the path of a moving locomotive that was being operated by remote control.
So you mean that the lawn on each side of the tracks is actually made of felt?
Yeah, just like those small trains. Fred Anderson is the third carman killed in an incident involving a remote-controlled locomotive, the union said. The Federal Rail Administration has approved the use of remote-controlled locomotives since 2005. They're primarily used inside rail yards to help assemble trains. Yeah. Regulators issued guidelines for tracks back then calling for precautions, including ensuring that the trains don't operate at speeds above 50 miles an hour, but there aren't any detailed regulations on exactly how they can be used. Typically, a railroad worker stationed on the ground near a train controls its movements with a remote, although sometimes that worker rides on board the train while it is moving.
My grandfather on my mother's side, my mother's father, I never met him, but he worked at the railroad and was killed at the roundhouse. A train hit him.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow. All right. And there you go. That's what we have in the Bizarre File. It is 10 o'clock.
93.3 WMMR, Philadelphia.
You're a real crumb bum.
It's time for a crumb bum cash keyword.
And the word is charge. CHARGE. All right. We will give you until 15 minutes after the hour to enter it. 3 ways for you to do that. You can enter it at WMMR.com or through the MMR app. You can also text it to the special contest short code number, which is 45911. And one random entry wins $1,000 in our company-wide contest. Each winner gets a call from Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules available at WMMR.com. And the whole thing sponsored by friends at Horizon Services. So the word for Crumb Bum Cash, again, is charge. CHARGE. Enter it, and good luck to you. We will take a break. We'll come back in a moment. Lesson question. Don't forget, we have a secret text word, too. If you're in the texting mood with the Crumb Bum Cash, you may want to text the word secret, 39333. We'll give away that prize when we return. Stay there.
Good luck with everything.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
Wow. And there's so much more that we could have covered. Even we could have gone another hour.
Yeah,
just talking to him about all his movies, TV shows.
It's still an interesting thing though, because you have a guy who's of the vast movie career, but he is passionate about the music, and he really is sinking a lot into it. And if you do give it a listen, I mean, you did mention a little bit of Springsteen-esque. There's even a bit, I think, of Warren Zevon, and there's and it's personal, and he does a good job relaying that through the music.
I meant to and wanted to ask him about. He performed at the company's Christmas party. We weren't at that, but it was like for like national sales and.
No, you didn't want to bring.
Yeah,
that
were
up.
you in here when we were talking?
Well, no. So I wanted to ask about Matt. So Matt Cowper was the
organizer.
He was the master of ceremosers, and he wore a bright red.
I saw you in Stand By Me. That was sick. was that dead body real?
Played eighth.
You played eighth. That was sick.
Oh my God!
Are there really a few good men, or is there just one good man? Sick. Were the boys really lost?
Wait, he was wearing a red outfit,
A red
suit?
blazer, like
Yeah,
almost like a Santa Claus, but it was fitted perfectly to or imperfectly to his body.
I had it tailor made, so it can show my V. Sick.
Your feet.
Casey, I was glad you got to bring up Stand By Me because I think now you've been able to ask Rob Reiner, Will Wheaton, Jerry O'Connell.
Yep.
Now Kiefer, Corey.
Probably Corey Feldman at some point because we've had him on. We had him in studio back in.
I bet you could have asked River Phoenix if he was still alive.
Oh, by the way,
covered everybody
on. I think it's Hulu. Hulu has a series. It's a Vice series, and they touch on there's a whole episode on River Phoenix, the Viper Room.
Heard about, I heard it's really good.
It's really, really good.
I'll tell you the thing about Stand By Me, and there are other movies like that you watch it and you dread almost the end of Stand By Me and it's a wonderful thing and it's the way life works, but the sadness of what you had and
the Sandlot, things like that.
It's the way things are.
Yeah, and it's what's important to you as a kid at that time. I mean,
it means everything.
They're sitting around the fire, and he goes, "We talked about things that are important to kids at that time. What's your favorite flavor Pez? Or
Pez,
candy
flavor Pez.
and stuff like that." And it's just a simpler time that's great to reminisce about, and that's done so lovingly well. In that movie, so it's cool. I'm glad he had noticed. I said, "Yeah, I'm wearing my Castle Rock shirt." He's like, "Yeah, I noticed." Very cool, man.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Great guy, great guest. I'd love to get him on again.
Our next guests are here to promote a movie of which the trailer is one that has made me laugh out loud. This morning, I kept watching this part over and over, absolutely cracking up. And we're going to ask these guys about it because I was just dying. And we welcome back a Philly boy to our studios. He's been here before. We love him. He's so great to this city. Kevin Hart is here, and Ice Cube is here as well. Hey, guys.
What's your man?
How you feeling? Doing great, man. Thank you guys for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Kevin,
hey, that's my line, homie.
You didn't work this out ahead of time?
No, man. See the problem I had to deal with?
There you go. Something tells me this was a lot of fun to work on the movie Right Along.
Yo, it was a lot of fun to work with. As soon as we can get Kevin, into the set, what I'm saying, to work, he did a pretty good job, what I mean?
You have no problems.
Getting him out them strip clubs is murder, what I'm saying? Picking glitter out his face, it's just not cool.
Not a regular at the Purple Orchid, are you, man?
Yeah, Purple Orchid.
Don't listen to this nonsense Cube is talking about. Dude, let me tell you something. Right now, we couldn't be more excited about a movie in our life, man. Me and Cube got the opportunity right now to have a film jump in the same conversations as these other buddy cop movies that have done so much. When you think buddy cop movies, you think
48 hours,
Rush Hours, 48 Hours.
I love them. There's a great dynamic, but
Great.
the key with any movie like this to work is the chemistry, and it seems like you guys hit the ground running with it.
Instant chemistry, and that's kind of weird because with the other comedians that I've worked with over the years, we've had to build to a cool place, but it was instant with Kevin.
The plot conceit here is that you're an actual detective.
Yeah.
Kevin, you're a
pain in the ass.
School cop, which you're going to marry your sister, who's your life. You're one connection through to the real world.
Yes, my character has taken care of my sister. Our parents are out the picture, and so she's almost like a daughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're very protective.
Overprotective, and I'm on a big case. I'm trying to track down the biggest drug dealer in Atlanta. So the last thing I need is this fly in my ear by the name of Ben bugging me trying to marry my sister. And he's just not what I think he should be.
So you decided to take him on a ride along, which might kind of scare him out of this whole thing.
That's the plan, man.
Right.
Just scare the hell out of him.
Right.
You're Denzel to his Ethan Hawke.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Training day upside down.
Yeah, upside down on his ear.
You know what's funny though? There's an aspect to it. I'm a gamer, so and you, Kevin, your character believes sort of in a way that because you're accomplished at video gaming, that would translate into the real world.
Yes, I solely believe that this is a real thing.
And I guarantee you, there are a lot of dudes, because you'll hear it when you're playing.
I can promise you there are.
There are a lot of dudes that think they could be dropped down in Fallujah and have no problem.
I can assure you that I've met these guys.
Yeah.
I'm doing a press junket, and one of the guys, this guy, the blacknerds.com.
Oh, yeah.
He has a website called blacknerds.com.
Right.
And he was serious. He was like, I'm basically here for all black nerds. Give us a place to come, and we basically reside here, and we talk about things, But as a gamer, he was talking about himself as a gamer. As a gamer, I'm a different type of person. This world that I'm in, Kevin, I respect you for going there because it's me. I'm above a platinum level. I'm actually on the game that I play. There's a diamond level, and there's only and we didn't know what the hell he was talking about. We're like, hey man, ask me about the movie, man. I don't know what you talking about, man.
The scene I was referring to when I introduced you guys is you're both interrogating this guy, and Cube, you're saying, you better tell me what I need to know. And Kevin's scared to decides to act like he's the crazy cop and just starts wigging out on the guy and accidentally shoots him. Your reaction, Kevin, your face, just the immediate switch it went off to, oh my God, I just shot this guy. And then Cube, you pick it up. He just shot you. It's like how serious we are. When you did that scene, were you the one who pulled the trigger on the gun, or did they surprise you with that bang? Or
no? Well, on the day, actually, we were trying to figure it out because first of all, they don't like me with guns on the set. I'm the last person they want with a gun just because I just don't know how to handle them in real life. So Cube's like, Kev, hey, make sure somebody check Kev's gun, show me that it's blank. His thing is me shooting him by accident. So on the day, of course, it's empty, and we just sound affected.
Okay,
so it's just physical, and then after that, you sound affected at the end.
Damn, that was funny.
And the director is
Tim Story,
who did
Barbershop, Fantastic Four, and Think Like a Man.
Great movie. Now, Barbershop, I assume there was an improvisational atmosphere. Did you get to do a lot of improving on a movie like this?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I think when you get it right, you start off with a funny script that you're laughing at out loud when you're reading it, and you make sure that script is tight, but you do leave room for the actors to play. And Tim says, get it off the script once, and then y'all can have fun with it. And then, this dude, he don't stop. You know what I mean? He don't stop.
I improv because I can't read. So I basically...
Preston and Steve show. 10 minutes after 10 o'clock. That means there is still roughly 5 minutes left for you to enter the word charge for Crumb Bum Cash. So if you're interested in $1,000, why wouldn't you be? Text over the word charge to 45911. That's the special number you have to send it to. Or you can go to WMMR.com and enter it there. Or you can do it through the MMR app. So the word again is charge. CHRGE, by the way. All right, so let's see. We're going to give something else away. We're going to give away a lesson question prize for the correct answer to the lesson question. The prize that we give away today. I love this. It's a VIP 4-pack of tickets for Lincoln Mill Haunted House.
It's excellent.
This Saturday. And they're at 4100 Main Street in Manayunk. And the question that we will ask this morning is, what talk show co-starring me will be eventually seen on A&E?
That's going to be great.
215-263-WMMR. Do you know the answer to that? All right. What talk show co-starring me, Preston, will eventually be seen on A&E? Although I'll be known as Presbo.
Yeah.
Just to let you know. 215-263-WMMR. Call if you know the answer.
The trash business is a gold mine.
93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by Liberty Safes of New Jersey on Route 130 in Bordentown and Route 73 in Mount Laurel. And online at libertysafesnj.com. What's happening this morning, Steve?
Well, Aaron Rodgers remaining very optimistic about his future after a successful surgery to repair his torn Achilles tendon. Rodgers says he could be back on the field if the Jets make the playoffs. So no, he won't be back on the field. Hey! Demi Lovato revealing that her new boyfriend, Jutes, yes, that's his name, has helped her deal with some major daddy issues. Lovato says Jutes implemented positive reinforcement by yelling, "Who's your daddy?" when he takes her from behind.
Oh, my God.
And finally, Britney Spears lashing out at overzealous well-wishers who approach her out in public saying she needs her space. Britney says whenever she feels overwhelmed, she centers herself by flailing around like a lunatic. And that's your Hollywood Track.
All right, we will attempt to find an answer to this question. What talk show co-starring me, Presbo, will be eventually seen on A&E? 215-263-WMMR. Our first caller in is Kristen, so we will go to her. Hi, Kristen. Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome. All right, Kristen, so what show starring me will eventually be seen on A&E?
The Rambo and Presbo show.
Yes. Rambo and Presbo, that is correct. Hang on a second. Kristen, you got a VIP 4-pack of tickets for Lincoln Mill Haunted House this Saturday, September 23rd, located at 4100 Main Street in Manayunk, featuring over 50 live scare actors, production quality sets, props, animatronics, and special effects. Tickets and info at LincolnMillHaunt.com.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
All right, brought to you by Horizon Services. Tune up both your cooling and heating systems in one easy visit with Horizon Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Pay $89 for an expert AC tune-up, and their techs will tune up your heater for free. Visit horizonservices.com. Where do we begin? Let's start with this. Out this Friday is Stain's Confessions of the Fallen, the first new album from the band in 12 years, by the way.
That's spacing them apart.
Yeah, the 10-song set was produced by Eric Ron, who's done everything from Godsmack to Panic at the Disco to Black Veil Brides. Bridges. It's Black Veil Brides, right?
I don't know.
With the Black Veil Brides.
It says Black Veil Bridges. Anyway, and started during the pandemic with frontman Aaron Lewis building songs from ideas sent by guitarist Mike Marshuk. And apparently the album is Stain's first studio set since the self-titled outing in 2011, though it's released the live It's Been a While concert album in 2021.
Is it the usual collection of party songs?
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
No, I think they're going to stray away from the kind of down stuff that Stained is kind of known for. Stained is currently off the road after touring with Godsmack during their summer, but expects to announce more dates very, very soon.
I think they had to reschedule the Philly date, right? Like they were going to come and somebody in Godsmack got sick.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, so I believe that they rescheduled that, but I don't remember when, Preston.
Okay. Sammy Hagar is adding craft beer to his portfolio of award-winning spirits with the establishment of Red Rocker Brewing Company in Detroit. To promote Red Rocker Lager, Sammy and the Circle will play a concert in the city where it's brewed on October 23rd.
What's Sammy Hagar's wealth? We're talking about making money off, he jumped on some stuff quickly, too.
Yeah, he got the tequila brand going.
Yeah.
And, he's become very successful in that sphere. He said, we created Red Rocker Lager to not only honor the fans, but also to pay tribute to the soul of Detroit rock and roll. The company is based in historic Corktown, one of downtown Detroit's oldest neighborhoods, by the way. So we'll see how he does with that one. The concert Jimi Hendrix performed at the Hollywood Bowl in August of 1967 has been digitally remastered and will be included as part of a new mini-documentary. Monterey Pop to Hollywood Bowl details Hendrix's journey upon his return to the U.S. in June of 1967 through August of that year. The package includes interviews with the Mamas and the Papas vocalist Michelle Phillips, longtime guitarist for Paul McCartney, Brian Ray. It says Perul McCartney. Somebody needed to...
It's not Perul McCartney. It's Paul. You stupid. Who did that? Paul.
It's
Perul.
It's spelled P-A...
You're an idiot. I don't want to play a stupid show. Peru.
It's spelled P...
It's next to Brazil.
P-A-R-U-L.
What is that?
I don't even know how that was a mistype because A and R and U are not anywhere near each other on the keyboard.
It's Jern, Rango, and Peru.
I love Pissed Off Paul, by the way. He's one of my favorites.
I hate you.
This is supposed to be. I don't think the show has ever been properly restored. And I think they have a guest appearance by Shields and Yarnell, Preston.
Oh my gosh!
Which is amazing.
Here, listen. We have a clip of that. They were mimes.
They're mimes.
Yeah.
I didn't get that one.
Yeah, it's
that was for the older demo.
They did like mime and robot.
Oh, you know what? She was the robot in Spaceballs.
Yeah, she was Dot Matrix.
Dot Matrix, and Joan Rivers did the voice.
She would, she did the motions. Okay. Yeah. So one track, Killing Floor, is already out.
Shields in your nail. What is this? Peru? Shields in your nail. I hate you.
Speaking of shows like that, I remember one time vividly, Steve, performing the song Yesterday, written by Parul McCartney. Pink Lady and Jeff did a version of that.
Oh, my God. You guys would remember Pink Lady.
That was around the same time as Shields and Yarnell.
Yeah, Pink Lady and Jeff Altman.
Yep. All right.
Robert Shields is still alive, but sadly, Yarnell passed away in
did she?
2010. Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
She got caught in a windstorm. This is the perfect way for a mime to die.
Yep.
Everybody just thought she was acting.
Yeah, she ran through a glass window.
Yeah. She's really in a windstorm.
I had thought that she got suffocated in a box.
Right.
You couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, a plexiglass see-through box.
She was leaning on a mantle and it gave way.
Mime jokes.
Soul Asylum, the complete unplugged NYC 93, will be available on November 10th. The release will mark the 30-year anniversary of the band's MTV Unplugged appearance. There was a time I really liked Soul Asylum when they first came out.
Solid. Yeah, solid band.
Saw them in concert, and they were great. They taped 16 songs for that show, including 4 previously unreleased non-broadcast songs.
It turned out that they had actually abducted half the children in that runaway train video.
I didn't know that. It was all it was all a marketing
ploy.
More missing children will make the song more successful.
We need to beef this up. Can you abduct some more kids?
So, thought to be lost for over 20 years, master recordings of the band's 1993 performance have been newly mixed from the original tapes, and Without a Trace is available now. And other Soul Asylum news, the band is working on new music. It's expected to be out next year.
I bet you, again, with like the Spin Doctors and in that group, they're probably in a good place now. I'd love to see about maybe getting them on the show sometime.
The the show that I saw them with, they were playing with some other bands. It was like them, Jim Blossoms, might have been Spin Doctors. But it was a series of bands like that. I would still go see a festival show like that where they're going to play the hits.
Agreed.
And that'd be a nice grouping to have go out. All right, and that's it. That's the last story in music news. But we have a secret text word prize, and it does involve music. Red Hot Chili Peppers tickets next Wednesday at Hershey Park Stadium. So, Kathy, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be, girl?
Who's it going to be, girl?
215.
Who's it gonna be?
What caller?
10.
Caller number 10, 215-263 WMMR. You need to know the secret text word in order to win. And we'll grab a random texter while we're at it, too. Get to that when we come back. Stay with us.
I have problems with my T's, H's, and R's. So I'd rather just wing it sometimes.
You got the Danny Glover thing going on.
If I don't recognize the word, I just go off book. That's my motto.
Kevin, I have to indicate how proud Philadelphia is of your success.
Thank you, man.
I mean, because you've been here in our studio before, and I remember last time you were here was back in 2009. You were playing the Tower Theater. That's a big room, and we were all impressed at how you were, continuing in your success on the way up. And then the next thing, you're selling out the Wells Fargo Center, man.
Yeah.
Dude, it's amazing.
It's unheard of, man. I try not to think about it because I don't want to go crazy.
Well, you know what? To me, you're doing it the right way because it seems like you keep you enjoy your work and you enjoy your personal life and you keep them both. Yeah. Because you don't, you're not. They don't get blurred. I think guys who let that get blurred end up. I like
Steve. I like Steve, man. Steve gets me. I like Steve, man. I don't know where Steve got his research from, but he ain't been wrong yet. Steve is all right, man.
Y'all should do the sequel together.
Man, Steve, chemistry is great, man.
While you guys are riding along and ride along too, maybe you're listening to the radio while driving through Philly.
I think so. I think so.
I'll take that. Or Steve is the gamer. I don't know, something, man. We go to Steve's house. He's got all types of weird gaming artifacts in there.
You and I are drinking milk together.
Something. I like it.
I did want to say, though, on behalf of the city and everything, your generosity has been fantastic.
Thank you,
A
man.
whole bunch of computers. And there was that little incident where some of them were clipped.
Yeah, they stole them.
Stole computers. You're trying to do something good for the city.
Oh, son of a...
Now, Steve, I mean, Kevin, you didn't donate the computers and then steal them back.
No, listen.
That ain't cool.
I didn't steal
Kevin,
them back.
that ain't cool.
Here's the thing. Let me tell you something about old Kevin Hart. See, here's the thing. You can't keep old Kevin Hart down. At the end of the day, I bleed Philadelphia. So at the end of the day, I step up for my city. And I understand where our public school system is, and I understand the problems that we're going through. So rather than being a talker, I took it upon myself to take my own money, $250,000 I did. I took it out of my account, and I bought the computers. I didn't want any help. I didn't go after sponsors. So being that somebody came in and stole them, all you do is motivate me to do more and to do it bigger. And at the end of the day, my job is to just give kids hope that are in the same position that I was in, that are coming up in the same community that I was in, to show them that, hey, look, you know what, guys care, people do come back. These guys don't make it out the city and just go on to do whatever. The fact that they still physically see me and they can still talk to me and reach me, that's all I need. I know that I'm reaching somebody and giving them that motivation. Cube, I'm such a good dude.
Yeah.
You are a good dude. You are a good dude.
All right, well, listen, the movie is opening up on the 17th. Like I said, it looks hilarious. And as Steve said, we're looking at a franchise, I think. I mean,
It looks that way,
question.
yeah.
It looks great. It's called Ride Along. Make sure you go check it out. Thank you, Kevin Hart and Ice Cube. Good luck with everything.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, man.
You
This
bet.
was
Let's
fun.
hear it, man.
Yeah.
Ice Cube.
I had somebody tell me yesterday, I'm going to bring it back to this. They were like, it was so enlightening to hear you guys talk about a female-based product, the menstrual cup, not fart jokes and porn.
Here we
But
are.
we're back.
And we just did it all.
Don't worry.
We did it all.
Absolutely.
Hey, this might be the perfect opportunity. All right, Marissa, I sent you guys this instructional video.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday. Did you watch it?
I heard you watching it in the office, and I could hear it, and I'm like, what? It's got to be some sort of sex toy or something.
So it's this bizarre product, and I sent it to all of you guys. And the subject line I used was instructional video. Please watch. Nobody got back to me. Like not one person responded to me, and I'm like,
yeah.
Did I offend Marissa and Kathy? Well, I know I didn't offend Kathy because she was in
yeah.
the same room. But
That's a terrible feeling when you send out something you think, oh my God, did I cross the line?
Right.
And I wanted to watch it. And
possible,
you were making such a thing about it that I wanted to not be distracted.
Yeah.
And I never got around to it.
Marissa, see if you can grab the audio from that. And I don't know if it's fully, if we can play it or not. But there are specific body parts. I don't think it talks about insertion or anything like that. But it is this quote unquote massage piece of machinery that is one of the most involved looking things I've ever seen. If it's indeed made for, it has to be.
Back
made for
here is the
pleasure.
carburetor.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's complicated.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah. And it is there for pleasure, right? You know, if you make it all the way through, okay, you know, because things go in things and other things go in other things. And
There are some things that and we've talked. I remember one time we did. I think we were doing an appearance at maybe Risque's store or whatever when it existed, and there were things in there I would have thought were actually involved in construction that were that. There's no way that is a sexual thing.
But Kath, when you were talking about sending things to people, and I have done that, I've sent things to you, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And then I go, oh wait, no, she has sent me the picture of that guy sitting on the on the side of his bed
with his giant penis.
with his giant thing hanging out. I'm like, okay, I think I might be safe here.
I love when they will insert. They will have like a dignitary at some meeting, like in Parliament, and they will insert that picture in one of the frames behind him.
Dude, the latest one, it was a COVID test. Yep. And I sent it to Kathy. I'm like, dude, I think I came back positive, and she's like, dude, I got this like 3 days ago.
I didn't say that. I sent you a screenshot of the text that Preston sent me
I had already
that said,
sent
I
it
think
to
I
her.
tested positive.
There was only one person I wanted to send that to, and that was Kathy. Yeah, listen, I bought Kathy for one of her birthdays, like a butthole polisher one time.
Aw.
Right?
Yeah,
I thought it was nice.
Right?
Yeah. So you can't cross the line with her. No. I don't think so.
No, there's I don't. Yes, I don't get offended by anything. I don't think it's all funny, but I don't. Right. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I don't get offended if you get me a butt plug.
Like I've
Whatever.
lost, I traded in, and I've always said this. I say of offensive things all the time. I do not have the right to get offended. You know, it's just it's my deal.
Right.
If I dish it out, I have to be able to take it.
Right. But if Kathy ever wanted to like get us fired,
oh my God,
Jesus. Oh yeah, there's so much ammo. It's not even.
I mean, then all you have to do is show the text from her on the phone. You'll be reinstated.
I will also think of the time that you put a Sharpie in my butt crack, and you don't remember that, but I do. I'm like, yes.
Did I draw on your butt?
No. I was like bent over, and my crack was showing, and you were like, bloop.
Wow. Okay.
Do we have it over the audio?
No, I don't. Are you editing it?
It might have.
Yeah. It's you don't need to. We don't need to hear all of it. It's just I want to give the tone of this guy that is doing the narration for it. That is actually the instruction. It's like he's being as serious as you can possibly be about it.
I love that.
And talking about this stuff that's just like
it's like these things. We never play these fully, but
Dad, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah.
There's a much longer piece of that, but I love. And
what is the exact product?
I don't
it's
even
like a pleasure
know.
device. It's something you buy for, and
It's got to be extremely expensive because it's super complicated.
I was curious as to what the cost was, but it's for the front and the back and the underneath
simultaneously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And
is
the
it
thing
like
that goes
is it
in
like
the
a
back-
Sibian?
The thing that goes in the back, no, it's like nothing you've ever seen before.
Is it a revolution in home entertainment?
I can't even explain it.
Okay, so remember when we were talking about packing a flounder before?
Yes.
Okay. So there's essentially this thing that packs a flounder for you, but it's there to stimulate things.
Oh.
So it,
okay.
But it's just wild that, like, Press, you talk about the narration, but like somebody also had to animate this.
Yes. There's a professional animator with it too. Here, I'll play some of it.
Before using the Shinfly full coverage men's massager, all body parts in contact with the massager and the massager itself shall be fully cleaned. After assembling the massager, lock the rear massage bar in the initial position. Adjust the front massage.
10:28. Wednesday morning, the Preston and Steve Show. Been a full day today. We're not done yet.
No.
We have to get our winner for the secret text word. We were looking for caller number 10, I believe, and so we go to the phones, and that's is it Michael?
Yeah.
Michael that we're going to go to. Hi, Michael, you are on the air, brother. All right, Mike, if you give me the secret text word, we give you the prize. So what is it?
It is tardy.
Tardy is correct. Mike, tickets to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers next Wednesday in Hershey. All right, my man?
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Hang on the line. And we are also going to give those tickets to Sean Lally, I believe is the last name, of Warminster, Pennsylvania. So, Sean, congratulations. Two tickets to see Red Hot Chili Peppers Wednesday, September 27th at Hershey Park Stadium. Tickets are on sale now. Complete details at WMMR.com. So I love that we do some giveaways all the way up to the very bitter end of the program today. I would like to thank our guest, Mr. John Brazier, the director of Fun and Games at the Phils. And he popped in. He gave us some tickets to give away to the Pirates game next week. I mean, there's 7 regular season games left.
And it's looking good. I don't want to jinx anything, but things are looking solid.
Yeah, so those tickets might be a clincher, he was saying. So hopefully whoever won them will get to check something like that out. It'd be pretty awesome. So we thank John for coming by here and dropping off the goods this morning. So other than that, just a couple little housekeeping duties. The letter of the day, should we do that, Case?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
And the Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by the letter
C, as in cuckoo clock.
All right, and tomorrow we'll have another one, and the day after that another, and then we give away our prize, which just so happens to be 4-pack great seats, VIP parking, and VIP club access as Four Walls presents the Always Sunny podcast live, and that's this Saturday. It's going to be at the Man
And the President Steve Show welcomes the gang back to Philadelphia. Tickets are on sale now via Ticketmaster. We just need to thank our sponsors, and we'll scoot out of here. So I want to thank for sponsoring the show today, Duncan. The President Steve Show runs on Duncan. We are also brought to you by Wild Fork Meat and Seafood Market. Enjoy the largest selection of quality meats and seafood at low prices. Tomorrow on our program, we are going to be leaving the studio, and we will be in one of our favorite places in Camden, New Jersey. We will be at the American headquarters of Subaru.
Yeah!
Subaru of America. And this is because, once again, last year they were the top donator for the Camp Out for Hunger. We're getting ready for that. But we always have a good time when we go to Subaru. And we actually have a cool little live music thing that's going to happen.
It's amazing.
While
It's going to be
there.
wonderful, yeah.
So we hope that you will tune in and enjoy the program, because we will enjoy putting it on for you. Pierre's up next. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have a great day. And we'll see you tomorrow, friend. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.